Training Corps. Color Guard members are Ensign Smith, National Colors, Cadet Kestner, State Flag, Cadet Ricka, Right Rifleman, Ensign Babin, Left Rifleman. Honor Guard members are Cadet Villard, Cadet Regal, and Cadet Hazlitt. Please bow your head for prayer. Lord, we come to you with our heads bowed and our hearts filled to overflowing with so much grief for the many people who have been injured and killed in our national crisis. We ask you, Lord, to give courage and strength to those who so bravely go to their aid. And though their hearts will be heavy and filled with sorrow, we ask, Lord, that you give them the endurance needed to help them through this difficult task. Please give us the strength, Lord, to get through each difficult and devastating day that faces each of us in our country. Protect and guide our military that are now being called to duty. We ask, Lord, that you guide the leaders of our great country in their hour of decision. The burden that has been placed on their shoulders during this crisis is overwhelming. We ask that with your infinite wisdom, you guide them gently to the right decisions. And Lord, we ask that you allow us all to come together as a nation, to stand tall and united so that we might help each other in our hour of need. And lastly, Lord, we ask that you watch over the players tonight and guide each and every one of us home safely tonight. We ask this through your Son's name. Amen. At this time, we'd like to invite anyone with candles to light them at this time.
Tonight, the 8th-ranked Santa Maria Gators host the 6th-ranked Rummel Raiders in a high school football game that under normal circumstances would be of great significance and meet with an unbridled excitement. However, as you know, these are not normal circumstances by any means. Events that unfolded earlier this week have made everything else seem of little significance. The innocence of the country has been shattered, our vulnerability exposed, our way of life changed forever. While our collective hearts mourn, we also come to the realization that we must begin to move on, no matter how painful it may seem. Tonight we come together as a community to begin a healing process that will be slow, but at least for the next couple of hours, perhaps we can put the horror of the past week out of our minds for a short time. No, we shall never forget, but neither shall we allow this act of terrorism to disrupt our American way of life. Our country would do well at this time to adopt the slogan of Santa Maria High School. Together, we can do anything. The coin toss is coming up next.
Died and were injured, and for the many thousands of family members touched by this tragedy. We ask that you remember our suffering fellow Americans in your thoughts and prayers. Yes, the country was shaken, many people killed, and national monuments fell. But through it all, a stronger, more determined nation will rise. In time, some of the pain and sorrow will subside, and never will this mighty country remain down. The national symbol, United We Stand, will be cast before the world for all to see. Today we are crippled, but still we stand tall and straight, for this is the land of the free. May God bless America. We'd like to invite everyone to join in with the singing of God Bless America.
Welcome to Week 3 of the high school football season here on APTV. I'm Lyle Boudreau along with Easton Roth, and it'll be an interesting football game tonight. You've got two top 10 teams here in 5A in the state of Louisiana, in the Rummel Raiders and the Santa Maria Gators playing their first home game of the season. And the Gators have won the toss, but they've declined. And Easton Roth, we have got a dandy football game here tonight as not only the country but also the people here in Ascension Parish try to move forward.
Well, we discussed this before, whether this game should have been played or not. Some people say yes, some people say no, but life has got to go on. And a nice ceremony before the game. When you look at this ball game tonight, though, you have two of the finest high school programs in the last 5 or 6 years getting together and playing a game that should be played. And you may be seeing a rematch of this later on in the high school playoffs. You look at Jay Roth at Rummel beginning his 7th year, 56-18 his record. David Swack is beginning his 4th year, 30-6 his record. David Swack has taken, the Santa Monica Gators to the playoffs 3 straight years. Jay Roth has taken the Rummel Raiders to the playoffs the last 6 years, but he's also been in the playoffs the last 12 years in a row. So, these are two good football teams, Lau. Rummel 2-0, Santa Monica 1-1. But Santa Monica's really played a tough schedule.
And Easton, right now, prior to the kickoff, you can see the Bourgeois family, which has been so instrumental. And since Santa Monica High School opened up, the entire family is being honored right now prior to kickoff as honorary captains here tonight.
And I tell you what, over the years, not only they contributed, from their business and everything else, but they also contributed a few athletes to Santa Monica High School as well. So it's a fitting honor that Coach David Swacker, the principal, Doug Morrow, have honored the Bourgeois family, who've just been a tradition in Ascension Parish.
And there you get a look at Mr. Damon.
I remember him being with us all the way in Oregon, right? He made the trip.
Remember talking to him in Roseburg, Oregon.
That's correct. In fact, they wouldn't let us interview him. I think we finally got him up there and got him up in the stands anyway.
Well-deserved standing ovation from the Spartan faithful here tonight, and quite a nice gesture by Santa Monica High School as a good football game. And Easton, it's kind of a strange feeling here tonight because we've got a dry playing conditions, which we haven't seen all year.
I think everybody in Louisiana is playing high school football tonight is very happy, Lau, because everybody now is playing on a field that has dried out. They've been playing under very adverse weather conditions for the last 2 to 3 weeks, kind of the jamboree. So you couldn't ask for a better night for football than what we have here at the pit tonight in Santa Monica.
And it looks as though it's going to be Mitch Graff and Nick Child are going to go back in double safeties for the white-shirted Rummel Raiders from Metairie, Louisiana.
And, Lyle, if you look at the Rummel Raiders, they have the hands team on the field. They know that Coach David Swacker likes the onside kicks. Hey, they're going to say, you want to onside kick it, you're going to kick it to our guys with the hands.
Well, a tip of the cap to a young man we're going to be talking about a lot tonight, your son, Jay Roth, the head football coach in Easton. That's great scouting right there.
Well, I mean, Coach Swack has done it for years and years and years. It doesn't mean they can't still execute the onside kick and get it, though. But I take my chances with the hands team up there.
Well, we're ready to play football, and what a welcome relief it is as Luke Uso is going to kick it off. And this game between two top 10 teams is underway. Mitch Graff's going to take it in at the 5. Return up the middle, 20, 30, 35, and that's where the Rummel Raiders will be on offense, 1st and 10. They 2-0 on the year. Santa Monica 1-1 in their first appearance at the pit in 2001.
For Santa Monica Gators, look at the defensive line, the starting lineups right there. What you look at first of all is Thomas McMurray at linebacker. Thomas McMurray, leading this team in tackles with 23 tackles.
First and 10 now, with the quarterback being number 13, Casey Prescott for the Rummel Raiders. Eric Smith, the lone tailback, and they are going to be penalized because they were a man short. Donald Williams came in late, Easton, and a mistake to begin the ball game for the Raiders.
And the Raiders came out with a new offensive formation, something they have not used in any game so far, and Donald Williams forgot he was supposed to be part of it. Look at Santa Monica starting defensive backs. Number 34 is a guy you keep your eye on. Andrew Gayton, the strong safety. He is the leader of this defense for the Gators.
There you saw the referee, who is Larry DeGate, out of the New Orleans Officials Association, which is a change because normally it would be Baton Rouge officials, but we're playing tonight with New Orleans officials.
Little neutral officials. Are they? No.
It's 1st and 15 from their own 30. Deep handoff, Eric Smith, and the Gators are equal to the task. It'll be about a 1-yard loss at the 29. It's going to bring up 2nd and 16.
Boy, a good play that time to Santa Monica Gators, number 73, Blake Wiltz. We didn't have him in the starting lineup, but he's a young man that came out there and really put the hit on Eric Smith. Eric Smith, the leading ball carrier for the Rummel Raiders. Rummel, a team, Lyle, that normally is strictly a running team. So far early this year, they have passed very well also.
Well, they'll open up here with wideouts on both sides on 2nd and long. Smith remains the lone setback with a runner, backfield man in motion. Deep handoff to Smith. Not a lot there as the Gators are going to shut it down after about a 2, maybe 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and long now for Rummel.
the Gators of Coach David Swack have always been very, very stingy on the ground, Lyle. Santa Monica only giving up 100 yards per game rushing, only 167 yards per game passing. So it's going to be very, very tough to run against this Santa Monica defense. They're going to show you a lot of blitzes. They're going to give you some problems.
Huge crowd here tonight at the pit in Santa Monica for the opener in the 2001 season, home opener for the Gators, that is. It is 3rd down and 14. Rummel is at their own 31. Rolling right is Prescott. Throwing it incomplete. Quentin LeBlanc had the coverage for the Gators. Excellent coverage as the pass was intended for 31, Michael Russo. And the Raiders are going to be 3 and out to start this ball game.
And Rummel right away went to their best receiver, Michael Russo, 6'2", 180-pound senior, but Quentin LeBlanc had him covered extremely well. And for Rummel, it's the first time they have punted in 2 football games, so no telling what's going to happen here.
Jason Burness is going to do the punting for the Raiders. Gary Dewey waits inside of his 30. One hop snap and look out. Gators have a 1st and goal. Specialty teams breaks down for Rummel. 1st and goal, Santa Monica.
As I said, it's the first time they had punted all year. They got a bad snap. Bernius just couldn't pick it up. Santa Monica Gators get the first break of this football game. And after last week, Santa Monica needs a break early to get them going, Lyle. Good job by the special teams of the Santa Monica Gators.
Well, the Gators are going to be at the 8-yard line with a 1st and goal to begin this ball game, and it's going to be the senior quarterback, number 10, Seth Babin, leads them out and up to the line of scrimmage. Jerry Gyro with the fumble recovery for the Gators. Santa Monica with their wide open offense. Kirby Keller in the backfield with Babin. Out of the shotgun. Babin pitches it out to Keller. He gets to the 5. It's 2nd and goal from there.
Now you look at the offensive line for the Santa Monica Gators. Getting a start tonight at center is Jerry Gyro. To me, DeLon normally starts with Gyro as the center, and he's the guy, the most important guy in the offensive line because he's the guy that snaps on every play. Good call that time by Santa Monica going to the option immediately.
Well, they've got DeLon at right guard in this first series of the night. 2nd and goal from the 5. Double wides to both sides. Keller gets the fake handoff to him. Babin still has it. And Seth gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's where the Rummel Raiders will shut it down. It's going to be 3rd and goal, Easton, from the 5.
Santa Monica Gators, you look at their backs and the receivers, the guy that really runs the Santa Monica Gators is Seth Babin, the quarterback. He's the guy. He's passed 322 yards, and he is their offense. If he's on, the Gators are going to click.
Well, as the Gators like to do, the hurry-up offense, it's 3rd and goal at the 5. Staying with the shotgun. Rolling left, throwing. Dewey's got it, but a 1-yard gain, and that's all. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 4. And, you know, Easton, let's talk about this. Santa Monica with their wideouts, Quentin LeBlanc, Gary Dewey, who made that 1-yard catch. You've been telling me that good athletes the Rummel Raiders have in their secondary, and we just saw a very good play.
That was a good play at time because Santa Monica ran the old pick play, and that defensive back came out of nowhere. Santa Monica Gators will go for it here on 4th and 3 and 4.
Well, to no one's surprise, David Swacker is going to go. 4th and goal at the 4, and we've got movement. Let's see which side move first.
It looks like it's going to go against Santa Monica. Coach Swack is sending the field goal team right now, and he's sending a good young man, Luke Russo. You know, it's 2 for 2 this year. As long as it's been 35 yards.
Well, I don't know if this is.
No, he's not. He's going to go for it again.
They're going to put their short yardage offense in, Easton. Penalty is against the Raiders. It's
against
4th
Rummel.
and goal from the 2. Yes, against Rummel. It's 4th and goal now at the 2.
Andrew Gayton's got to get this ball, number 34.
T formation. Everybody in tight. Let's watch it. Gayton. He did not make it. He's down at the 1-yard line, and the Rummel Raiders have overcome a turnover, and they get the football back.
That's a great defense to stand by the Rummel Raiders. They allow Santa Monica Gators had 1st and goal from about the 5 or 6 yard line, and they just kept them out of the end zone. But being kept out of the end zone is important. But now Rummel has their work really cut out for them now. They've got to be careful where the ball is marked.
Well, you know, we saw this a week ago where East Ascension failed early in the ball game, but yet then the Spartans came and got a safety out of it.
That's right. Plus, you know, right now the offense that Rummel runs with a tailback very, very deep in the backfield. You can see he's about 5 yards into the end zone. It's tough. He got to gain about 5 yards to get to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're at their own 2 where it is 1st and 10. Tailback Smith. Gaden's wrapping him up. He might have lost a yard or got maybe one out to the 3. Anyway, Santamon doing a good job right now on the defensive side.
I tell you what, Andrew Gaten made a great play there. I thought for a while Eric Smith had something going right there. Andrew Gaten came in from his strong safety spot and really made a great play for the Santamon Gators. Andrew Gaten is the leader of the defense for the Gators at 5'11", 200-pound senior, as you see him right there. He's a man.
Well, we're a little past 4 minutes into our football game. It is 2nd down and 9 for the Rummel Raiders, scrimmaging from their own 3-yard line. Eric Smith, the tailback. Here's the give to Smith. Breaks tackles. 1st down and a lot more, and you get an indication right there of just what this young man, Eric Smith, can do for this Raider offense.
Eric Smith, 5'10", 200-pound senior lineman, made that all on his own. Eric Smith, 173 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns against Abramson. For the season, he's averaging close to 6 yards per carry. Good run that time. Really got Rummel out of a hole.
Well, the Gator plan, of course, right there was to try and keep him and get the ball back in good field position. But now, Rummel is going to scrimmage from their own 18-yard line. Paul Berner, the fullback, with his first carry of the night. Gators shut it down immediately. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
A lot of the early going in this football game was like both defenses have come to play. There's a lot of hard hitting out there, and I really believe this football game is going to be determined by something you just saw, a bad snap from center, or maybe somebody might break a long run. I look for this game to be a defensive struggle all night long.
2nd down and 10 for Rummel. Of course, also keep in mind that next week Santamon starts district play, and they pull off the first week. They pull Cowley High, so they got a lot on their minds with that as well.
I tell you, Santamon's played a tremendously hard preseason.
As difficult as any in the state. 2nd and 10. Rummel sends a man in motion, and they are going to be penalized because they are out of sync on offense, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 15.
And I think with this showing right here that Rummel is trying to do a few things that they have not shown earlier in the season, lining up in different sets, putting guys in motion, and what they're doing is hurting themselves because it's something that they have not run before, and it's giving them problems right now. They've already had 2 penalties, and these penalties have really hurt them.
Well, Easton,
3 penalties for 12 yards.
I guess, Easton, we could also touch upon it. There's been so much going on this week. I wonder what that may have to do with it.
Still, I've seen them playing that they're using some stuff they haven't used.
2nd down and 15. Man goes in motion. Here's play action by Prescott. And big sack inside the 5-yard line. Gators had a man who did a tremendous job of keeping his ground. And for Santamon, that tackle is going to be made by Devin Miet, and what an outstanding play.
Boy, Devin Miet for the Santamon Gators is an experienced football player. He's a defensive tackle, 5'8", 230. He was untouched. He came clear as Rummel was trying to run a little bootleg action. The tackle for Rummel could not handle him at all, and he was just all over the quarterback, Prescott. Santamon Gators, again, the whole here will have great field position, Lyle.
Rummel is back at their own 5. They need to get it out to their 28 on 3rd down. I formation. First man through the fullback. Look out. 1st down run out to the 29. They're going to put it at the 28. It's going to be very close to a 1st down run for Paul Berner, as that time the quick hitter to the fullback, Easton, pays a huge dividend.
Well, I think it's to be a little bit short. He's got a 1st down. Well, what do you do against a blitzing defense? And Santamon is a blitzing defense. It's just hand it off real quick on a dive. At that time, the fullback, who doesn't carry it very often, Paul Berner, for the Rummel Raiders, found that crease, and he almost took it.
The right play was called that time.
No doubt about that.
1st and 10, Rummel now with a new set of downs. We'll call it their own 29.
Got him out of a big hole there.
I formation. Casey Prescott under center. This is Eric Smith. Huge hole across the 35 to the 37. Gain of 8. It's 2nd and 2. And boy, he was not that far away from busting that one for a touchdown.
Again, the thing that Rummel wants to do is to keep the ball away from the explosive offense of Santamon. The best way to do it is to keep on running it like they're doing right there. Those last 2 plays, Rummel was close to taking it the distance.
And Easton, after this play, we might want to touch upon the size of this offensive line for Rummel, because they are big up front for a high school team. 2nd and 2. Eric Smith Not much there, but he's got enough for a first down as he dives to the 40, and that'll move the sticks. It's 1st and 10 Rummel.
Now look at the offensive line of Rummel. You're looking at 280, 300, 275, 300, 300, and the tight end is small. He's only 200 pounds. Pretty nice size offensive line, and they will wear you down over the course of a game.
25 yards now on 5 carries for Eric Smith, and it is easy to see Easton in this first quarter. He's talented.
He is a very talented young man. He rushed for over 1,500 yards last year as the junior.
So Rummel now with their best field position of the ball game, sending Burner in motion far side. Smith again, behind a wall. Caught from behind on a heck of a tackle, and it is going to, as is, be a gain of about 7. The stop for Sanoma is by Brian Rogers, but it is going to be a nice first down run. We're inside of 4 minutes to go in a scoreless quarter number 1.
Boy, Brian Rogers, the cornerback at 5'8", 158 pounds, really made a great open field tackle on Eric Smith.
And right now, Rummel is getting some big yards on first down runs.
They are doing that, Lyle. It's nice to have a 2nd and 1 or a 2nd and 2. They're dominating the front right now.
At their own 48, it's 2nd down and 2 for the Raiders. Paul Burner in motion far side. This time, Smith is caught from behind. Nice tackle that time by Thomas McMurray as he tracks down Smith from behind, and it is going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Raiders.
I tell you, a great play that time with the linebacker Thomas McMurray, 5'9", 225-pound senior. He runs the defensive front for Sanoma, ties everybody up, let those linebackers run free. That time McMurray was free. He did a great job.
Gator defense looks to circle the wagons now. 3rd and 4. I formation behind Prescott. Smith will not get it. Gator defense holds, led by McMurray again. And it is going to be 4th down and a punting situation coming up for Rummel.
Boy, great job by the Gator defense that time. Rummel has been moving the ball extremely well. Boy, they just stuck it to them the last 2 downs, and they're going to force this Rummel team to punt. Lyle, the last time Rummel punted, it was not very pretty.
Well, Easton, credit the Gator defense because it was 2nd and 2 a moment ago.
Look, this Gator defense is tough, and they're going to get better and better every single week. Quentin LeBlanc going back for the Sanoma Gators. He is a threat.
Jason Burness never did get his first punt attempt away. Good snap this time, and the Gators have a return on all the way. Not an overly nice-looking punt, but it will go out inside the 25. And Sanoma will have it at their own 24 with 1:56 remaining in quarter number 1, and we have got a timeout here in week 3. Happy to have you aboard here on APTV. Back at the pit in Sanoma for the first time in the 2001 season, the Sanoma Gators ranked 6th. Make that the Gators ranked 8th. Rummel Raiders ranked 6th in Easton. It's been a very good first half. So far in this first period, Sanoma's defense has been put to the test.
They've been put to the test, Lyle, but they also have passed the test. That was a good stop that time. Like Rummel looked like they had something going. But in order for Rummel to have success against the Sanoma defense, Lyle, they're going to have to also throw the football.
Well, here come the Gators in their wide open offense. Seth Babin with the snap. In big trouble, and he's sacked inside the 15. And I don't know, Easton, I don't think Sanoma has seen the speed that Rummel just showed in sacking Babin back to the 15.
Rummel's defensive front is not very large, Loud. They go 285, 205, 235, 220, but they are extremely quick. They're led by Lamar Mills at 6'1", 285 pounds. But, both defenders are good. Rummel has only given up 94 yards a game rushing, 95 passing, a total of 189 yards. And the strength of this Rummel team is their secondary.
2nd down and a bunch. They're coming after Babin again. Great call, screen pass. Nice gain of about 10 yards that time. Warren Lee on the screen catch out to the 25. 3rd and 9 is coming up.
And I think against this Rummel defense, they continually play a 2-deep type of defense, Lyle. They like to send those linebackers, so middle screens, outside screens, and also little delay passes right up the gut of the Rummel defense. Could hurt Rummel. Now they're in a cover 3, though. They have a safety.
That was a nice run by Lee after making the reception. Babin on the run, has a receiver. LeBlanc, first down. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. So a nice job that time by both Babin to pinpoint it right where Quentin LeBlanc could catch it, and get a first down.
I tell you, when you can't draw up a play better than that, Quentin LeBlanc knew what he needed for the first down. It was about 10 yards. He ran a little curl or stop route right in front of the defensive back. Babin knew he was going to be right there, delivered a perfect strike. Perfectly executed play by the Gators.
30 seconds and counting to go in what's been a scoreless first period. Out of the shotgun, Babin steps up, penalty marker on the play. He's going deep and throwing it out of bounds. Cade Miyet, the intended receiver, but we do have a flag on the play.
And they were going for it all there. They had Cade Miyet isolated on Terrence Dunbar. Terrence Dunbar for the Rummel Raiders, number 32, is their best defensive player. He made All-State last year as a cornerback, so they were picking against Rummel's best, and it was a good throw by Babin, but I think this penalty will go against the Santa Maria Gators if Rummel takes it.
A motion call against Santa Maria, so the option will rest with the Rummel Raiders. It'll either be 2nd down and 10 or 1st and 15 with 19 seconds left in a very swiftly played first period. The Raiders are going to decline, bringing up a 2nd down and 10.
Now, the Santa Maria offense, Lyle, really has not played under great conditions all year. They like to throw the football. They have talented receivers in Cade Miyet, also Gary Dewey, and also Quentin LeBlanc, and a very talented quarterback.
Well, here the Gators go up by an offense again. They are at their own 35, 2nd and 10. Babin calling the play at the line of scrimmage. 5 yards behind the line is Babin. Rummel is after him again, throws one out here. It'll be caught. Run out of bounds into the Gator bench at the 41-yard line is the receiver, Brandon Blank.
You know, with Rummel's defense, they're going to put a lot of pressure on you, Lyle. They're always going to have somebody free coming at you. That's why you've got to go to a short passing game against Rummel. You're not going to have enough time to throw deep, so what you do, let them blitz them, and you pick up the side Rummel is coming from and hit little flare routes just like Seth Babin did right there.
Well, it's 3rd and 4 at the Gator 41-yard line. Trips to the far side. Dewey lined up wide to the near side. That's who Babin wants. Dewey avoids the rush, in trouble, and down at the line of scrimmage. 10 seconds remaining. Clock is still running, so he must have. Now they're going to stop it. 5 seconds remaining, and a decision right here, Easton. It's going to be 4th down and 4 for the Gators at their own 41. And
no decision here.
Well, we've seen Coach Swacker go for it before.
Well, we're going to see right here Terrence Dunbar going back deep for the Rummel Raiders, number 32. We're all going to see number 9, Nick Chow. Both of these young men have great speed. Last week, Dunbar, number 32, ignited the Rummel Raiders in the 4th quarter with a 91-yard kickoff punt return. And he also had a 49-yard punt return, I should say, a 91-yard kickoff return. So he was the backbreaker last week against John Eric.
Well, it's 4th and 3, and Babin is also the punter. High snap, pulls it down. And he really hits a low-line drive that's going to get by Dunbar. Take a nice Gator roll and be downed at the 18-yard line as our first 12 minutes of football have come to a close here on just a gorgeous night for football here at the Pit in Santa Maria. At the end of one, Gators nothing, Raiders nothing. Back with the second quarter on AP TV. Welcome back to the Pit in Santa Maria. As there you see, this is the one and only Pit here in Santa Maria. Second quarter will begin. We are scoreless. It's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They are operating at their own 18-yard line. Casey Prescott under center. It's an I formation behind him. Here is Eric Smith. Bottled up, gets out to close to the 20-yard line, and that's only a 2-yard gain, but you know, Easton, watching him right there, Eric Smith is only a breakaway tackle from going the distance almost every time he touches the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you looked at that play start out, Rummel had a huge hole in the offensive line. The Santa Maria defense just closed in very, very rapidly and held him to 2 yards. I thought he might have 5 or 6, but that defense really attacked as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage.
Well, I tell you what, you'd play it hard, Easton, trying to go against this Rummel ball club if you got a lot of guys going both ways, because this offensive line is going to pound on a defense
all night long.
All night long that Rummel has. 2nd down and 8. Smith, little misdirection. Could go outside, instead stays in for the most part. Gets across the 25. Looks like he's going to be a yard shy at the 27. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 as we look at first quarter statistics.
And now the thing that's really jumps out at you is Santa Maria's offense. Total yards of only 20 yards, a minus 6 yards rushing. Of course, Rummel's offense not much better at 43 yards. So as we said, it is a defensive struggle. Santa Maria 5 for 6 passing, but not many yards with it. Number 8 for Santa Monica coming off the field, Spencer Burns. He's a cornerback. He's one of the better cornerbacks. Number 28 coming into the ball game to replace him for the Gators. That is Cyril Mitchell.
Well, it will be 3rd down and 1. In an earlier situation in 3rd and long, Easton, the Raiders crossed up Santa Monica by giving it to the fullback Paul Burner. Let's see what they do here.
Well, they're going to be in an I formation. I think Paul Burner is going to be the lead back for Smith.
3rd and 1. Smith. Can he get the corner turned? He can. Look out. 1st down and a lot more. He's out of bounds into the Santa Monica bench at the 47-yard line. And what a nice run as he gets the corner turned as Eric Smith. Gators now make that the Raiders have excellent field position out at their own 46.
Well, right now, Eric Smith on the 17-yard run. At that time, the Raiders ran like a counter trade. They didn't try to go right up the middle. It looked as though they were going to stop Smith at the line of scrimmage. He saw there was nothing there off tackle, bounced it out to the outside, and picked up a lot of valuable yardage. The Santa Monica defense has given up some big plays, but when it comes down, they have made the stops so far.
Well, we've got a scoreless football game with 10:15 to go in the first half. This time, Eric Smith will be in the backfield alone, and we've got a flag thrown by the umpire before the ball is even snapped.
There's got to be some kind of movement or so against Rummel if he threw it from there. He's talking to the Rummel people. It can't be against Santa Monica.
Let's talk about the head coach for the Rummel Raiders, Easton Roth. He is your oldest son, Jay Roth. When did he decide he wanted to be a football coach like Dad?
Well, it was very hard for me to answer, but I know from the time he was 3 or 4 years old, he hung around with me when I was coaching at Shaw, when I was coaching at Jesuit, and even coaching.
Who's that guy?
At Rummel. He doesn't look like me. He's very good looking, got a lot of hair. But, he got a degree from Nicholls State in marketing, and all of a sudden he said he wanted to be a football coach. It always was in his blood, and that's what he wanted to do.
When did he get his first football helmet?
I guess he was about 3.
1st and 15 for the Raiders now. Fake it to Smith. Prescott wants to air it out and got a man wide open. It's 6-0, folks. That was an excellent play fake and a perfect pass from Kerry Prescott to Nick Child. And Rummel has struck for a big-time touchdown and get on the board first.
This young man, Nick Child, is the center fielder for the baseball team at Rummel. First he has ever played football. He has tremendous speed. One thing Rummel can do that they haven't been able to do the last 3 or 4 years is throw the football. The quarterback, number 13, Casey Prescott, was all-district safety last year. He's the 3rd baseman on the baseball team, and they're moving the quarterback in August. So a good throw that time from Prescott to Childs.
That was a very impressive throw.
And, hey, they did it when you were not expecting pass is when they threw it.
Well, the Rummel Raiders get on the board first. The extra point attempt coming up now. Nice snap. Kick is up, and it is good. And we're going to take a break here at the pit in Santa Monica. We've got our first score of the night. It comes with 10:05 to go in the first half, and the score is Rummel 7, Santa Monica nothing. Less than 2 minutes into our second period, the Rummel Raiders strike for a touchdown. Sean Comiskey is going to kick off for the Raiders now with 10:05 left in this first half. And he hits one deep inside the 5. Quentin LeBlanc will take it in. He will fake the reverse to Dewey. And good coverage downfield by the Rummel Raiders. And making the stop on special teams will be number 3, Donald Williams. Oh, that play could have gone a long way, and not at all surprised the trick play there.
Not at all. At all surprised, Santa Monica has a tendency of using the reverse. Everybody jumped on Gary Dewey except Donald Williams. If Donald Williams is not there, they'll be lining up for the extra point.
Big series right here, Coach Roth, for the Santa Monica Gators. They're down now 7-0.
They've got to get some offense going, Lyle. They really have not had a lot of success moving the football. But, hey, they are a very explosive team. They can hit you at any time.
Santa Monica will start at their own 16-yard line, make it the 17-yard line with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, low snap. Babin's in trouble and going to go down and won't get back to the line of scrimmage. And this Rummel defense, Easton, is as quick as any we've seen in a while for high school football.
Well, this defense is extremely quick, and the main thing about this defense is that they are starting 6 sophomores on defense. Their 2 down tackles are great players. Number 45, Lamar Mills, the leader of that defense. His brother is playing for Florida.
The loss is back to the Gator 13, where it is 2nd down. Babin alone in the shotgun. Has to step it up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it away. and he is upended at the 20-yard line, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. And, Easton, let's talk about something that you've been mentioning to me for a while, in that Rummel comes into this ball game going up against this wide-open offense, but they're confident because of who they play in their district.
Right, because they feel that St. Aug, John Eric, Shaw, these guys have had quality receivers too. So, they I'm not saying, but they have a scheme that they use against these wide-open type. They want you to throw the ball quick.
Well, it's 3rd and 7 at their own 20. Alone in the shotgun. Over the middle. Quentin LeBlanc has it, but it will not be a first down at the 25-yard line. He's going to come up about 2 yards short.
And one thing about this Rummel secondary, Lau, they are young, but they're very experienced, but they know how to make tackles in the open field. They're not giving Santa Mo's receivers after they catch the ball a chance to really run the football.
Well, Easton, we've seen a lot of Santa Mo football games, and they can wear you out with this wide-open offense, but again, these Rummel football players on defense, they can play.
They can play, but this Santa Mo football team, Lau, is explosive, and they're going to be here until the end, I promise you. They will be here at the end of this football game.
Back to punt is Seth Babin on 4th and short. Again, a low punt. It'll take a high hop and be downed at the 41, so Rummel's going to get good field position out of this at their own 41, and not really what Coach Swacker wanted, Easton, after giving up the big touchdown pass. His offense has to go 3 and out with 7:55 left in the half.
And, Lau, let me tell you something. This series right here is very big for Santa Mo. They've got to come up with a big stop here. They can't afford to let Rummel jump out by 2 touchdowns. They have got to come up right here and establish their defense right now. They can't let Rummel get a 2-touchdown lead.
Think it's going to be a steady diet of Eric Smith right here?
Could be, but, hey, you might see another pass. They were successful last time.
Let's call it the Rummel 42 where this series will begin. A wide out in motion comes to the near side. Prescott, here's Smith. There goes Smith. 40. Gayden the beat. Out of bounds, but a huge gain inside the Santa Mo 20-yard line.
And let me tell you, a great play by Andrew Gayden. Eric Smith can fly. Andrew Gayden, the free safety at 5'11", 200 pounds, Lau, runs him down from behind.
Yeah, that was very impressive by Gayden that time because
extremely impressive.
He wasn't chasing a slowpoke.
No, he wasn't. Right now, the Rummel offensive line is dominating the front of the Santa Mo Gators.
I can't believe the size of these Rummel guys on offense. That's a 34-yard run, by the way, as you see the Gator sideline.
And, Lau, this offensive line for Rummel is small compared to last year.
Wow. At the Santa Mo 17, here's Burner for a couple. He might have got about 1 near the 16-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and long with 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
And I remember the play by Andrew Gayden. It may come back to be the play that they really needed, because if Smith scores that fast in that first possession, then this puts them down by 2 scores. If they can just hold right here, I think it'll be good. With 7 minutes to go in the half, Eric Smith 12 carries for 92 yards. He is carrying the load.
There you see 34 Andrew Gayden, who made the saving tackle a moment ago. Smith gets another chance. This time crashes through the middle inside the 15. He's down to the 12-yard line where it will bring up 3rd and should be around 4 yards to go.
In this situation right here, Lala, I keep my eyes at number 13 for the Rummel Raiders, the quarterback. Some kind of a fake in there and let him keep the football. They've been known to do that in these type of situations.
You got an inside connection?
No, I've seen a couple of ball games this year. Hey, when you see ball games, coaches never change, Lyle. They normally call the same plays, the same type of thing in most situations.
I think everybody here is just happy to be on a dry field tonight.
I'm glad to see a game that's not in the rain.
3rd down and 4. Smith the lone setback. Smith has it, wants to go left side. He's got the corner and he's got a touchdown, and just like that, the Raiders in a span of about 4 minutes have put 2 touchdowns on the board. They now lead 13-0.
And that was a great play call there, Lyle. Rummel had everything going to the wide side of the field. Santa Mo bit on it. They ran back with Eric Smith to the short side of the field. Nobody out there at all. He ran in there uncontested. And I'm in shock. I just can't believe Rummel has dominated the Santa Mo team as they have up to this point. Eric Smith 12 yards on that touchdown run.
Sean Comiskey in to attempt his second extra point of the night. So this second quarter has seen the Rummel offense explode. Comiskey's extra point attempt is good, but there's flags on the play and we'll have to re-kick it.
No, last week Rummel played John Eric, who's a very fine football team. That game was 23-20. Rummel, about 7 minutes to go. Rummel scored 2 touchdowns to pull it out. Week before that, they played Abelson. No trouble with Abelson at all. This game right here is really the first true test of this Rummel football team.
Offside against the Santa Monica Gators, so it'll be a half the distance, and Rummel will re-kick it, I think, although the way they're talking to him. I believe they blew the play dead before the kick was actually attempted, so it will have to be a penalty.
I would go for it right here. I wouldn't go for 2. And you want a 14-0 lead. You want to play with 13. It's not fun to score a touchdown and not make both extra points.
Well, here's the try again, and we've got another flag, this time by the referee. Larry DeGate has thrown a flag. Well, I don't think anybody has had a tougher pre-district schedule than the Santa Monica Gators. I mean, they go to Lake Charles, play Barb the first week of the season. They're a top 10 team. Last week they go to Lutcher and lose in a mud game. Lutcher's ranked number 2 in the state right now. Now you've got number 6 in 5A in Rummel. I mean, you can't get a tougher schedule than that.
Right, but I think in the end it's going to be beneficial for Coach Swagger. He's playing some good football teams. His team knows he's playing good football teams. And I think this is going to help him in the end when it counts.
Well, for the third time, we'll try this extra point attempt. And this one is up, and it is good. We'll take a break here on APTV. Glad to have you aboard. We're in week 3 of the high school football season, and with 6:24 to go in our first half, the new score, it's Rummel 14, Santa Monica nothing. Well, there's some of the crowds you see here tonight of Santa Monica Gator fans, and not a lot of teams come into this place, the Pit, and do what Rummel has done against a David Swacker coach Gator football team, as we see the American flag tonight.
And that American flag means something to everyone sitting in this stadium, and I think it means something to everyone in this country. As we stand, and all possibility, it could be going to war, Lyle.
Well, it's been a rough week, as everybody knows, and just good to see everybody just out here tonight being able to, forget about, at least for a couple of hours, just the tragedy of the week. Sean Comiskey set to kick off. Really get some air under this one. End over ender comes down to Quentin LeBlanc at about the 2. 10, 20, down the sideline and out of bounds. Really right now, Easton, it's going to be almost imperative that Santa Monica gets something going offensively. Another 3 and out will really be trouble.
I think right now what Rummel has done, the defense they're showing Santa Monica, they're forcing Seth Babbitt, I said it before, to throw quick. They're not giving him a lot of chance to throw the ball deep, and that's been hurting. They're going to have to make some adjustments to pick up some of those linebackers coming from the outside. They're going to have to start off with maybe a draw or a screen or something different than what they have done up to this time. And they have a new set right now.
Gators are at their own 27 now with a 1st and 10. Trips to the far side. Babin wants to go that way. He's got LeBlanc. 40. Midfield. 40. Inside the 35-yard line. Seth Babin to Quentin LeBlanc, and they found a spot in the seam, Easton.
Well, what they did that time is what they were supposed to do, Lau. They had trips to that side, and what Rummel did, they took their linebacker to that side and blitzed him. Well, Seth Babin picked up the blitzing linebacker, knowing that Quentin LeBlanc was going to be wide open, hit him with that short route, and Santa Monica's back in business. Good play call, good read by Seth Babin.
Great adjustment that time by the Gators. 1st and 10 at the Raider 34-yard line.
That was a great job there.
Trips to the near side. Inside handoff, Keller. Keller's inside the 30. He's down to the 26-yard line, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and long, too. So here come the Santa Monica Gators.
Right. Hey, they know they're 14-zip. They know they need some points on the board before half. And the first 2 plays after Rummel took a 2-touchdown lead, the Santa Monica Gators have gotten themselves in great field position to pick up a score before the half.
I like this sense of urgency the Gators seem to be feeling right here.
And they're feeling it, and they're doing it.
At the Rummel 26. 2nd and short. Raiders show blitz. Here they come. Pass intercepted. Wow, it bounces off the shoulder pads of the intended receiver, Brandon Blank. And Rummel gets the football, and we've got flags after the play, and I think Santa Monica may be get hit by a 15-yard penalty.
I tell you what, and whenever that ball is in the air, whenever it's tipped, nothing good is going to happen. When a pass is tipped, 99% of the time is going to go to the defense. And a little frustration out there, both on Rummel's side as well as the Santamar side. A little juggling going along on both sides, and this penalty law easily could go against Rummel now.
Well, it's going to go against Santamar, as it was Fernandez McDowell, number 27, with the interception after it bounced off of a Gator shoulder pad. And that is not what Santamar was looking for.
Fernandez McDowell will be a major college prospect next year. He's 6'2", 185-pound junior, and the Rummel coaches feel that he is going to be big-time major next year.
With the penalty, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rummel Raiders. This time they will be at the 47-yard line on their own end of midfield.
And the defense of Santamar has got to come to life.
Yeah, Santamar really needs to make a defensive stand right here.
That interception hurt big time.
Basic offense, I formation behind Casey Prescott, the quarterback. Eric Smith, nothing inside, cuts it out, now back in. We're going to have a flag, and I think we're going to get holding, and we do have holding called against the Raiders, so that will help the Santamar defense for the moment with 5:12 remaining in the half.
You know, I've always talked about this. I'm sure you and I have talked about it. You see a team that's going to pass on the average of maybe 30 to 40 times per ball game, and you never see a holding penalty called. But when you see a team that's dominating on a run, you can look for the hold to come sometime because, you know, and you're right. I mean, if I was a defensive coach, I'd say the same thing. They run the ball because they're holding my guys. But that was definitely a hold, and it came, I think, from the Rummel fullback.
Well, it's back to the Rummel 35-yard line.
Now, Eric Smith on 14 carries in the first half for 108 yards. Almost a night's work.
He's special, Easton. He's gifted. First down and 23 yards to go for the Raiders with a man in motion to the near side. Give it to Smith again, and look at that Gator defense. They knock it down and break it up in the backfield.
Great defense that time.
Nice play led by Devin Millet. And the Raiders right now going backwards at their own 31.
Great play that time by Devin Millet. Defensive end, 5'8", 180-pound senior. Just read it all the way. They had run that play a number of times. That time he said, hey, you may have got me once or twice. You're not getting me a third time.
Well, the Gators really need to shut it down here, Easton, because it's 2nd down and 27 with 4:20 and counting to go in the first half.
I look for Rummel to do something safe here, you know.
Which is a 14-0 Rummel lead at the moment. Prescott. Basic handoff, and Smith is again for the second time in a row dumped for a loss, this time at the 30, and now it is going to bring up 3rd down, and Rummel needs to get all the way down to the Gator 43-yard line for a first.
Rummel trying to run a little draw play that time, trying to suck the Santamar defense into thinking they're going to throw the football, but I think Coach David Swack and his staff, they've scouted Rummel very well. They know Rummel is not going to really do anything with a 14-0 lead, that's going to turn the ball over to Santamar.
Well, with Rummel playing last Saturday, I'm sure both coaching staffs had a chance to watch each team play last week.
Yes,
Santamar on Friday, Rummel on Saturday. 3rd down, I formation, Prescott on a keeper. He's got 5, he's got 10, but he's not even near the original line of scrimmage.
But a very safe play, we got a flag.
And there is a flag all the way across the way.
And where it's dropped, it may go against the Raiders. And that'll be big because they'll bring him back.
Well, if it's against the Raiders, a decision to be made by Coach Swacker whether he will decline because it would be 4th down, or does he want to push him back even more?
If I was Coach Swacker, I'd decline if it's against Rummel, force them to punt and give me the football back. Let me try to get every second I can get off of this clock to score.
Well, they're going to take it away now, no penalty, so it will be 4th down. And Rummel will punt from their own 41-yard line. Keep in mind, Rummel has already had their first punt attempt of the night and the year. They didn't even get it away following a bad snap.
The second time was a little bit better, Lyle, but it's always dangerous when you're punting the football. And Gary Dewey, very dangerous punt returner going back for the Santamar Gators.
Jason Burness will punt. Dewey is inside his 25 awaiting the punt.
They will return on.
As we approach the 3-minute mark left in our first half. Perfect snap this time. The return appears to be on, and Burness hits a nice one. Dewey on the run, fumbles it. Scramble for it. I think the Gators are going to get it. It looks as though Santamar was there first, and let's see. We got a late flag. This may go against Rummel. I believe it's going to be Cyril Mitchell, number 28, on the recovery, Easton.
It is. Gary Dewey thought he could get to the outside, Lyle. He just took his eye off the football right at the last minute. He fumbled the football. Mitchell picked it up. There's going to be a penalty to play, a little scuffling going on between one Santamore kid and a Rummel kid, and I think this penalty is going to go against Rummel. As a Rummel kid, as he was getting up, kind of kicked the Santamore player, and that's a big 15-yard penalty. Rummel really hurting himself in the first half with penalties, Lyle. They've gotten himself in a lot of trouble with it.
Well, Santamore is going to get excellent field position now following the personal foul. So with 2:52 to go in our first half, Santamore is going to have it at their own 40, 1st and 10, down 14-0, as you see the trainers going to work on a Gator on the sideline.
Of course, Santamore moved the ball very well the last possession, Lyle. Only thing that hurt him was an intercepted pass, a deflected pass, basically.
5 wideouts. Babin, quick step, quick throw. Dewey got it. First down. Raider territory at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Santamore.
And they have found that soft spot in the Rummel defense, which is over the middle now. Rummel wants to continue blitzing those linebackers, so when they throw those short slants or quick posts like that, there is nobody between the quarterback and the defensive back to break up the rhythm of the throw. And they found that spot, and they're going to keep on picking on it until Rummel does something.
Well, plenty of time the way the Gators like to run their offense.
Oh, a lot of time.
First down at the Raider 41-yard line. Inside handoff. Not a lot there, maybe 3 yards, as that time they put it on the ground. Warren Lee on the carry, bringing up 2nd down from the 38.
But a good call, because everybody thinks you're going to throw the football. You're going to throw the football, so you try to sneak a little run in there with Warren Lee. Good call.
Santamore shuffling new personnel in and out. Oscar Gross is in the ball game now as a wideout as Warren Lee comes out of the game.
Seth Babin 6 for 8 for 81 yards in the first half. Not a bad night.
2nd down. Against a 3-down lineman rush. They rush 4. Here's the pass. Caught by the new man in the ball game, that Oscar Gross, short of a first down, however, at the 35, and now the clock, Easton, has 1:50 to go in it.
But still, while Santamore has time because of their offense. They have time here to easily get the ball into the end zone. They can just take their time. Even if they end up only with a field goal, but they need to put some points on the board here, and I'll look for them to take a shot at going deep right here.
Well, it's at the 34. It's 3rd down and 3. 90 seconds left in the half. Babin to run. Babin, nice move. First down at the 25-yard line. That'll move the sticks with 1:22 to go in the half.
What more can you say about Seth Babin? He is the leader of the Santamore football team. He throws the ball extremely well. He runs the offense extremely well. As you see him right there, that time he saw there was nobody there. He saw the middle of the field open up wide and took it in for a big first down.
And the Gators, well, Rummel's going to call a timeout. So we'll take a break here from the pit in Santamore. Timeout on the field, 1:22 to go in our first half. The Gators are on the move with the score. Rummel 14, Santamore nothing. Well, there's some of the crowds you see here tonight of Santamore Gator fans, and not a lot of teams come into this place, the pit, and do what Rummel has done against a David Swacker coach Gator football team, as we see the American flag tonight.
And that American flag means something to everyone sitting in this stadium, and I think it means something to everyone in this country. You know, as we stand, and all possibility, it could be going to war, Lyle.
Well, it's been a rough week, as everybody knows, and just good to see everybody just out here tonight being able to, forget about, at least for a couple of hours, just the tragedy of the week. Sean Comiskey set to kick off. Really get some air under this one. End over ender comes down to Quentin LeBlanc at about the 2. 10, 20, down the sideline and out of bounds. Really right now, Easton, it's going to be almost imperative that Santamore gets something going offensively. Another 3 and out will really be trouble.
I think right now what Rummel has done, the defense they're showing Santamore, they're forcing Seth Babin, I said it before, to throw quick. They're not giving him a lot of chance to throw the ball deep, and that's been hurting. They're going to have to make some adjustments to pick up some of those linebackers coming from the outside. They're going to have to start off with maybe a draw or a screen or something different than what they have done up to this time. And they have a new set right now.
Gators are at their own 27 now with a 1st and 10. Trips to the far side. Babin wants to go that way. He's got LeBlanc. 40. Midfield. 40. Inside the 35-yard line. Seth Babin to Quentin LeBlanc. and they found a spot in the seam, Easton.
Well, what they did that time is what they were supposed to do, Lau. They had trips to that side, and what Rummel did, they took their linebacker to that side and blitzed him. Well, Seth Babin picked up the blitzing linebacker, knowing that Quentin LeBlanc was going to be wide open, hit him with that short route, and Santa Mo's back in business. Good play call, good read by Seth Babin.
Great adjustment that time by the Gators. 1st and 10 at the Raider 34-yard line.
That was a great job there.
Trips to the near side. Inside handoff, Keller. Keller's inside the 30. He's down to the 26-yard line, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and long, too. So here come the Santa Monica Gators.
Right. Hey, they know they're 14 zip. They know they need some points on the board before half. And the first 2 plays after Rummel took a 2-touchdown lead, the Santa Monica Gators have gotten themselves in great field position to pick up a score before the half.
I like this sense of urgency the Gators seem to be feeling right here.
And they're feeling it, and they're doing it.
At the Rummel 26. 2nd and short. Raiders show blitz. Here they come. Pass intercepted. Wow, it bounces off the shoulder pads of the intended receiver, Brandon Blank. And Rummel gets the football, and we've got flags after the play, and I think Santa Monica may be get hit by a 15-yard penalty.
I tell you what, and whenever that ball is in the air, whenever it's tipped, nothing good is going to happen. When a pass is tipped, 99% of the time is going to go to the defense. A lot of little frustration out there, both on the Rummel side as well as the Santa Monica side. A little juggling going along on both sides, and this penalty law easily could go against Rummel now.
Well, it's going to go against Santa Monica, as it was Fernandez McDowell, number 27, with the interception after it bounced off of a Gator shoulder pad. And that is not what Santa Monica was looking for.
Fernandez McDowell will be a major college prospect next year. He's 6'2", 185-pound junior, and the Rummel coaches feel that he is going to be big-time major next year.
With the penalty, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rummel Raiders. This time they will be at the 47-yard line on their own end of midfield.
And the defense of Santa Monica has got to come to life.
Yeah, Santa Monica really needs to make a defensive stand right here.
That interception hurt big time.
Basic offense, I formation behind Casey Prescott, the quarterback. Eric Smith, nothing inside, cuts it out, now back in. We're going to have a flag, and I think we're going to get holding, and we do have holding called against the Raiders, so that will help the Santa Monica defense for the moment with 5:12 remaining in the half.
You know, I've always talked about this. I'm sure you and I have talked about it. You see a team that's going to pass on the average of maybe 30 to 40 times per ball game, and you never see a holding penalty called. But when you see a team that's dominating on a run, you can look for the hold to come sometime because, you know, and you're right. I mean, if I was a defensive coach, I'd say the same thing. They run the ball because they're holding my guys. But that was definitely a hold, and it came, I think, from the Rummel fullback.
Well, it's back to the Rummel 35-yard line.
Now, Eric Smith on 14 carries in the first half for 108 yards. Almost a night's work.
He's special, Easton. He's gifted. 1st down and 23 yards to go for the Raiders with a man in motion to the near side. Give it to Smith again, and look at that Gator defense. They knock it down and break it up in the backfield.
Great defense that time.
Nice defensive play led by Devin Millet. And the Raiders right now going backwards at their own 31.
Great play that time by Devin Millet. Defensive end, 5'8", 180-pound senior. Just read it all the way. They had run that play a number of times. That time he said, hey, you may have got me once or twice. You're not getting me a third time.
Well, the Gators really need to shut it down here, Easton, because it's 2nd down and 27 with 4:20 and counting to go in the first half.
I look for Rummel to do something safe here, yeah.
Which is a 14-0 Rummel lead at the moment. Prescott. Basic handoff, and Smith is again for the 2nd time in a row dumped for a loss, this time at the 30, and now it is going to bring up 3rd down, and Rummel needs to get all the way down to the Gator 43-yard line for a first.
Rummel trying to run a little draw play that time, trying to suck the Santa Monica defense into thinking they're going to throw the football, but I think Coach Davis Wack and his staff, they scouted Rummel very well. They know Rummel is not going to really do anything with a 14-0 lead. That's going to turn the ball over to Santa Monica.
Well, with Rummel playing last Saturday, I'm sure both coaching staffs had a chance to watch each team play last week.
Yes,
Santa Monica on Friday, Rummel on Saturday. 3rd down, I formation, Prescott on a keeper. He's got 5, he's got 10, but he's not even near the original line of scrimmage.
But a very safe play. We got a flag.
And there is a flag all the way across the way.
And where it's dropped, it may go against the Raiders. And that'll be big because they'll bring him back.
Well, if it's against the Raiders, a decision to be made by Coach Swacker whether he will decline because it would be 4th down, or does he want to push him back even more?
I was Coach Swacker. I'd decline if it's against Rummel. Force them to punt and give me the football back. Let me try to get every second I can get off of this clock to score.
Well, they're going to take it away now, no penalty. So it will be 4th down. And Rummel will punt from their own 41-yard line. Keep in mind, Rummel has already had their first punt attempt of the night and the year. They didn't even get it away following a bad snap.
The second time was a little bit better, Lyle, but it's always dangerous when you're punting the football. And Gary Dewey, very dangerous punt returner going back for the Santa Maria Gators.
Jason Burness will punt. Dewey is inside his 25 awaiting the punt.
They have a return on.
As we approach the 3-minute mark left in our first half. Perfect snap this time. The return appears to be on, and Burness hits a nice one. Dewey on the run, fumbles it. Scramble for it. I think the Gators are going to get it. It looks as though Santa Maria was there first, and let's see, we got a late flag. This may go against Rummel. I believe it's going to be Cyril Mitchell, number 28, on the recovery, Easton.
It is. Gary Dewey thought he could get to the outside, Lyle. He just took his eye off the football right at the last minute. He fumbled the football. Mitchell picked it up. There's going to be a penalty to play. A little scuffling going on between one Santa Maria kid and a Rummel kid, and I think this penalty is going to go against Rummel. As a Rummel kid, as he was getting up, kind of kicked the Santa Maria player, and that's a big 15-yard penalty. Rummel really hurting himself in the first half of penalties, Lyle. They've gotten himself in a lot of trouble with it.
Well, Santa Maria is going to get excellent field position now following the personal foul. So with 2:52 to go in our first half, Santa Maria is going to have it at their own 40, 1st and 10, down 14-0. As you see, the trainers going to work on a Gator on the sideline.
Of course, Santa Maria moved the ball very well the last possession, Lyle. Only thing that hurt him was an intercepted pass, a deflected pass, basically.
5 wideouts. Babin, quick step, quick throw. Dewey got it. 1st down. Raider territory at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Santa Maria.
And they have found that soft spot in the Rummel defense, which is over the middle now. Rummel wants to continue blitzing those linebackers, so when they throw those short slants or quick posts like that, there is nobody between the quarterback and the defensive back to break up the rhythm of the throw. And they found that spot, and they're going to keep on picking on it until Rummel does something.
Well, plenty of time the way the Gators like to run their offense.
Oh, a lot of time.
1st down at the Raider 41-yard line. Inside handoff. Not a lot there, maybe 3 yards, as that time they put it on the ground. Warren Lee on the carry, bringing up 2nd down from the 38.
But a good call, because everybody thinks you're going to throw the football. You're going to throw the football, so you try to sneak a little run in there with Warren Lee. Good call.
Santa Maria shuffling new personnel in and out. Oscar Gross is in the ball game now as a wideout as Warren Lee comes out of the game.
Seth Babin 6 for 8 for 81 yards in the first half. Not a bad night.
2nd down. Against a 3-down lineman rush. They rush 4. Here's the pass. Caught by the new man in the ball game, that Oscar Gross, short of a 1st down, however, at the 35, and now the clock, Easton, has 1:50 to go in it.
But still, Santa Maria has time because of their offense. They have time here to easily get the ball into the end zone. They can just take their time. Even if they end up only with the field goal, but they need to put some points on the board here, and I look for them to take a shot at going deep right here.
Well, it's at the 34. It's 3rd down and 3. 90 seconds left in the half. Babin to run. Babin, nice move. 1st down at the 25-yard line. That'll move the sticks with 1:22 to go in the half.
What more can you say about Seth Babin? He is the leader of the Santa Maria football team. He throws the ball extremely well. He runs the offense extremely well. As you see him right there, that time he saw there was nobody there. He saw the middle of the field open up wide and took it in for a big 1st down.
And the Gators, well, Rummel's going to call a timeout. So we'll take a break here from the pit in Santa Maria. Timeout on the field, 1:22 to go in our first half. The Gators are on the move with the score. Rummel 14, Santa Maria nothing. Well, a few of the spectators also here tonight as you see the bugs around the lights.
A few bugs.
Santa Maria's on the move now, 1st and 10 at the 25 in Rummel Raider territory. Near side rolls Babin. Over the middle to the end zone for LeBlanc. Touchdown! Touchdown! 25 yards. A great pass by Babin into the waiting arms of Quentin LeBlanc. And that gets the Gators on the board.
You couldn't ask for a better throw by Seth Babin. Rode to his left, saw LeBlanc break open right over the middle of the field, put some air in the ball where Quentin LeBlanc could run on it, Quentin LeBlanc kept his eyes on it all the way, made the catch. The Gators are back in this football game.
Boy, was that a well-deserved touchdown or not for the Santa Maria Gators right before intermission.
Boy, they needed it. Great job by Seth Babin to Quentin LeBlanc.
There he is, number 10, Seth Babin. He threw it. The all-district quarterback in 2000 a year ago. Here's Luke Usso's extra point attempt. It's up, and it is good. And, folks, we got ourselves a ball game here. Totally dominated was the Rummel Raiders in this first half, but, we talked about it. If nothing else, the Gators needed to run some time. They not only ran some time, they marched it down the field and stuck it in the end zone.
And it all started off with the 15-yard penalty that killed Rummel. That 15-yard penalty hurt them because it gave Santa Maria a great field position. The Gators took advantage of it. A well-designed scoring drive by Coach David Swacker and his staff. This will fire up the Santa Maria Gators. The last two possessions, Santa Maria has moved the ball extremely well. Only intercepted pass has kept this game from being tied.
And the interception was one that went off of the receiver's shoulder pad. So Santa Maria right back in it.
And don't be surprised right here. The Gators might try an onside kick or either a pooch kick. They have nothing to lose right here.
And for the first time tonight as well, it's got the Gator fans into this football game. Don't forget now, a special game coming up next Friday night when the Santa Maria Gators come back to the pit. They're going to entertain Catholic High, and it's going to be one of the first time here at the pit. This game will be live on television, Cable Channel 4 next Friday night. You will be able to watch live the Santa Maria Gators play Catholic High.
And that's going to be great. Upcoming games next weekend: Catholic at Santa Maria, East Ascension at Woodlawn, Morgan City at Donaldsonville, and Ascension Catholic at Jackson. So football all over the parish, getting ready to start district races too, Lau.
Yeah, at the new district this year. Last year I think it was only 4 district games. This year it's 7 district games. What a big difference. Luke Usso now to kick it off. Rummel's expecting just about anything. High end over ender. Terrence Dunbar bobbles it into the end zone, and that's a touchback. And Rummel now is going to have it at their own 20, Easton, with only 1:15, and I would be shocked if the Raiders tried to put it in the air.
I don't think you'll see an air right here, Lau. They're hoping that they can just run out the clock here. Now, Santa Maria has any timeouts, they've got to take them and try to force Rummel to punt the football. And Santa Maria should have a couple of timeouts.
Well, we know that there were no passes, not many passes, I should say, thrown tonight by the Rummel Raiders, but one of them is a touchdown.
Yeah, 54-yarder for the TD.
Unofficially, I think Santa Maria still has all 3 of their timeouts left.
They do.
So
they have 3 of them, so, hey, I'd call timeout after every play here.
14-7, Rummel on top, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Give it to Eric Smith. Look out. First down. 5 more. Still spinning across the 40 out to the 41. And how was that to pick up 21 yards just like that?
Lau, hey, he's a good running back. He broke some tackles, made a little spin. I tell you, he almost took it again.
You know, Easton, what I think makes Rummel, an elite ball club is not only do they have athletes, but when you can go 22 guys and not have people going both ways, that just makes you that much stronger.
Makes Santa Maria stronger, too.
Smith again. Football! Gators have it! That time, Eric Smith was tentative, and Santa Maria's got 53 seconds to try and tie this football game. And let's see who's got it. Gator football for sure.
Tell you what, Lau, again, Eric Smith that time trying to fight for yards, didn't protect the football. You have got to protect the football. He didn't protect it. The Gators stripped him of it. They fell on it. 53 seconds left. The Santa Maria Gators can get in the scoreboard very quickly.
Well, this game could really have taken a turn in the final 2 minutes right here.
And they got 3 timeouts, Lau, so they're going to get their full contention of plays here.
And they're at the Rummel 39-yard line, so a little carelessness that time.
They didn't protect the football, and they went on the ground.
Here come the Gators with the trips to the far side. 53 seconds left in the half. Babin rolls right. Throws short to Dewey. Out of bounds in a hurry, but a very short gain at the 37-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up. 47 seconds remaining.
But it didn't take much clock. They didn't take much clock. They're going to try to work this thing maybe to the sidelines, pick up a first down, and then have 3 shots at the end zone.
Well, let's call it inside the 37, so we'll call it the 36. 2nd down and 8. The trips is to the near side this time. Babin deflected and incomplete. Wanted Quentin LeBlanc right at the first down marker, but somebody got a paw on it, and it's incomplete. It's 3rd and 8 42 seconds left.
And Quentin LeBlanc wide open. He was wide open right in the middle of the field, and that's where Rummel's defense is suspect because they're playing the cover two. When you play that cover two, there is nobody in the middle of the field. Quentin LeBlanc has read the drop from the linebackers, find an open spot, and he was right there. Somebody just got a hand up.
Well, the Gators right now calling the play at the line of scrimmage. The play clock is inside of 10. 3rd and 8. Babin calls for the football, runs the option. Quick pitch out. And inside the 35-yard line will go the ball carrier for Santa Ma. And that is going to be Roderick James on his first carry of the night. And we've got a Raider shake it up.
Well, I tell you, the safety for Rummel made a great play that time with the option. He just ran the alley and really did a great job of bringing down the ball carrier there. The Santa Ma will have a 4th down, and, you know, Coach Wacker, no field goal in his thoughts right here.
Well, it's going to be 4th down. Is it 4th down or 3rd down?
The young man down for the Rummel Raiders, that right there is Lamar Mills, and he is their best defensive tackle. If he can't play the rest of this football game, it's going to hurt the Rummel Raiders. Lamar Mills, 6'1", 285 pounds, has been having a bad ankle all year. He's been playing on it, hurt. He hurt it last week. He's down again. You can see right there, the guy in red is Dr. Courtney Russo. He's the team doctor. Been the team doctor at Rummel for 31 years.
Wow.
He was the team doctor when I was there. As you know, he's old.
Oh,
and he's older than me.
When did Rummel become a high school, Easton?
Rummel is celebrating its 40th year in existence today.
As far as the Catholic high schools in the New Orleans area, it's one of the newer.
Right. Rummel and Shaw are the two newer Catholic high schools in the New Orleans area. In that league, every high school is older than them. Like Jesuits, 150 years, Holy Cross, 130 years, Brother Moore. You know, they all older than Rummel. But Rummel is in his 40th year, and Shaw is in this year 41.
Well, there you see right there, walking off the field under his own power is the young man, and that is good to see. But
Yes,
a crucial 4th down play coming right now, Easton, with 37 seconds remaining.
But, you know, it's 4th and 4, and here Santa Ma can do a number of things here. Quarterback draw. They can hit a quick slant. What they're doing here is what I like. They have both Gary Dewey and Quentin LeBlanc to the same side. That puts pressure on the Rummel defense immediately.
It's 4th and 4 at the Rummel 32. Rummel leads 14-7. Snap it back. Babin near side rolls. Has the time. Throws on the run. It's caught, and it's a 1st down.
That was a great catch.
Dallas Rowell did an outstanding job coming back to the football, catches it, and a 1st down with 25 seconds left, and Santa Ma immediately uses up a timeout.
And Lyle, that's what's putting Quentin LeBlanc and Dewey on the same side. And got Dallas Rowell split out. Everybody's looking at either Dewey or LeBlanc to come up with the football. Dallas Rowell runs a great route. Hey, Quentin LeBlanc was also open, but Babin saw Rowell. That was the guy he figured was going to be open. They threw a great shot to him and a great catch by Rowell. As you said, he came back to the football. Santa Ma in business, Lyle. They have 2 timeouts left.
Well, you know, on a drive, Easton, you got to catch some breaks. As it wasn't the best pass of the night by Babin, but it was in the neighborhood, and Rowell made it work.
And the name of the game is pitch and catch, right?
Absolutely, and at the 27-yard line, armed with 2 timeouts left and 25 seconds left, still plenty of time for the Gators here before intermission.
A lot of time, Lyle. They have 2 timeouts left, 25 seconds left. Hey, you can have a whole offense the way Santa Ma runs in the 25 seconds. It's a game all of a sudden that's turned out to be pretty exciting.
Been a very good football game, Easton. A very good first half against 2 quality football teams, which you would expect, both ranked in the top 10 in 5A.
I'm not surprised at this game at all. I said it was going to go down to the wire, and I still believe it's going to go down to the wire. Now, this is the 3rd meeting between these teams. Santa Ma 2-0, and 8-89. Santa Ma defeats Rummel 40-38 and 90-17-16. So all the games have been close. I think this one's going to be the same way.
Yeah, first 2 games got 3 points separating them, and we got a good one going right now. Babin in the shotgun. Gets the snap back. Looks like a blitz may be on. Throws to a short man. That's Rowell. Comes back for the football. Gets to the 30-yard line. Gators want a quick timeout. They'll have 1 left. But a nice gain on 1st down. Clock stops with 15 ticks remaining.
And I tell you, Seth Babin under a lot of pressure. Dodged the pressure. Threw the ball a little bit high, but Rowell must have went up in the air by 3 or 4 feet and just made an outstanding catch for the Gators. 2 great catches in a row for that young man. You see Seth Babin coming over to the sideline. He's going to talk to Coach Robbie Mahfouz, who's discussing with Coach Kling up in the press box as what they are going to call. And the big thing here, Lyle, with 15.6 seconds, you have 1 timeout left. So they can throw it and let them run around. They can throw it in the middle and all. And they don't make the touchdown. They can always call timeout and come back and kick a field goal.
Well, it's going to be 2nd down and 3 at the Rummel 20-yard line. And again, the Gators are getting this last chance before halftime following an Eric Smith fumble for Rummel.
Eric Smith has a tendency to put the football on the ground. Now, he fumbled last week a couple of times. You've got to protect the football. Darren Parquet, when he was at Rummel, same thing. Did not protect the football very well.
Well, as you can hear down below, the crowd for Santa Monica starting to really get in this football game and try and cheer their team on into the end zone and tie this one up before intermission.
They got to go to the end zone right here.
15 seconds remaining at 2nd and 2 at the Rummel 20. Babin calls for the snap. Has it. Steps up. Over the middle. Dewey is at the 2-yard line. 8 seconds left in the first half. What do you do now? Timeout, Gators. That's their final one. But it is 1st and goal at the 2. And I mean, Easton, right on the money was Seth Babin to Gary Dewey. That is 2 fine high school football players hooking up.
I'm going to tell you what. Seth Babin stepped up in that pocket. He was under rush, threw a rifle. Gary Dewey made a tremendous catch on that football. His body was twisting while he was up in the air. I can't tell you how good of a football play that was between those 2 young men. But now Santa Monica with a decision here. Hey, you go for it here. If you run the ball here and don't make it, you don't get a score. So, you know, or you go for a field goal. Knowing Coach Swacker, they're going to go for it. I don't think a field goal has crossed his mind, to tell you the truth.
Well, if you run the ball here, Easton, and don't make it, it's halftime. So you've got 8.9 seconds left, and you're at the 2.
Well, with the talent they have with Dewey, LeBlanc, Rao, and the guy under the center, Seth Babin, who is a good runner, you've got to go for it here. I will not be surprised to see a quarterback draw.
Well, here we go. Formation will have trips to the far side.
You can get Dewey right here.
Roderick James will be in the backfield with Babin in the shotgun. Here we go. Rolling right. Babin in trouble, steps up, end zone, touchdown! Lane Spires has it. We are an extra point away from being tied with 2 seconds left before halftime.
And hey, I know it was a great catch, but what made that play work was Seth Babin. He was under pressure, all kind of pressure, started to run the football, knew he wasn't going to get it in and running it, so he took his shot, threw it in the end zone, great catch. That's why the Santa Monica football team has only lost 6 games in the last 3 years, right there.
Luke Uso is in to attempt the extra point and tie this football game up. What a comeback. Now they're going to try for 2. Pitch it back to Uso, and he doesn't make it. Boy, Gators thought they could catch the Raiders sleeping, and it did not work out. And it is going to be a 1-point game, and we're going to get a flag. It's going to be against Uso because frustrated, he threw the football after being tackled at a Rummel player, and that's going to cost Santa Monica 15 yards.
I don't know about that call, Al. That's a game that's got to be decided once they get in the field. They count people, and they think they have you outmanned to that side. They tried to run the option. Rummel was ready for it. They've made a great comeback, but they'd much rather be 14-all than 14-13. But you've got to give the Santa Monica Gators credit. They were down 14-zip. The last 3 times they've had the football, they have moved it at will against a good Rummel defense.
So this is going to be a mark-off against the Santa Monica Gators. You can see Coach Swacker. He is very, very unhappy.
Boy, is he unhappy.
And that's the young man, 29, Luke Uso. Luke couldn't get that corner turn, could he?
No, he couldn't get it turned at all. But Coach Swacker's not mad at that. He's mad about the 15-yard penalty.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Kind of hard for a catcher to get around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, but, hey, sometimes you're walking out on that play. It was just good defense by Rummel that time. They just didn't catch him sleeping. Boy, Swacker's wearing out the official, I'm going to tell you, or wearing out Uso, one of the 2.
Well, I think it says about how well coached the Rummel football team is on special teams, Easton.
First half scoring loud, Casey Prescott and Nick Child, 54 yards and a touchdown. PAT good by Comiskey. Rummel leads 7-zip. Rummel comes right back. Eric Smith, 12-yard TD run. Comiskey's kick good. And they're leading comfortably over Santa Monica 14-13. But the Gators come back on a touchdown pass from Babin to LeBlanc. And then they get another touchdown pass to Lane Spears. This game, 14-13, Rummel.
This ought to do it for the first half. A squib kick will be taken by Terrence Dunbar at his own 25. And watch out, this young man is dangerous. Midfield, and he slips and falls, and that's halftime. Whew. He certainly has the talent to take it the distance, but he just gets it inside of Santa Monica territory. And we have seen our most entertaining 24 minutes of football thus far in this young 2001 high school football season. We should have a dandy second half coming up here on APTV. As at intermission, your score is Rummel 14, Santa Monica 13. Well, after 24 minutes of football, not a lot decided. It's 14-13 as we head into the second half. And Easton, if the first 24 any indication, we should see a dandy final 24 minutes to wrap up week number 3.
Now, anytime you can put a 6th-ranked team in 5A against the 8th-ranked team in 5A, the setting we have here, you're going to see a great football game. The stats allow the thing that stands out the most. We tied on first downs, but Rummel with 163 yards rushing, Santa Monica only 24, and vice versa, Santa Monica 145 rushing. So basically it's 14-13. The stats, everything just about equal, huh? And it's been a heck of a football game, but Santa Monica, the last 3 possessions, has moved the football extremely well. They are going to get the football to start the third quarter. Let's see if Rummel has made any type or any kind of adjustments, because momentum when this half ended was all in favor of the Santa Monica Gators.
Boy, the Gators did a great job in that second half, coming back from the 14-0 deficit. Sean Comiskey to kick it off now for the Rummel Raiders. Santa Monica with Gaydon, Dewey, and LeBlanc deep. This should be Gaydon at the 5. 20 and brought down shy of the 25, and that's where Seth Babin, who was outstanding in that first half, will set up offense with his Santa Monica Gator teammates.
Seth Babin had a great first half. He got off to a slow start, Lyle, but he warmed up by midway of the first quarter, and Seth Babin, the quarterback for the Gators, just had an outstanding first half, picked up the right receivers, threw the ball extremely well, and really stayed away from a blitzing Rummel defense.
Well, it's 1st and 10 for Santa Monica at their own 24 as we begin second half action. Warren Lee's in the backfield with him. It looks as though the Gators are a man short on offense, and they are. Cade Millett coming in late. He will be 1 of 3 with the trips formation to the far side. Still plenty of time on the play clock for the Gators. Babin acts for the ball. Inside handoff to Lee. Spins for 1 to the 25. Good tackle there by the Rummel Raiders. And it is going to bring up 2nd and 9.
As we start the second half, Rummel's going to be going without their standout defensive tackle. Lamar Mills injured his ankle in the first half. He is not in the football game. And Lyle, that's going to hurt Rummel a lot, because this kid is a heck of a football player. Santa Monica may be able to run the football a little bit now inside.
Well, let's see if the Gators try and go after his spot on the field, which, of course, he's no longer there. 2nd and 9 from the Santa Monica 25. Babin rolls right. In trouble, breaks away and fights and gets just about back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and about 9.
And one change Rummel has made that time, they did not blitz any linebackers the first 2 plays. They let the front 4 stay in there instead of blitzing those linebackers, where Seth Babin was eating them alive, because every time they blitzed, Seth Babin picked out the hot receiver.
Well, football, Easton, as you so well know, a game of adjustments.
That's what it is. Hey, the team that makes the most adjustments is going to win this football game here tonight.
A trips formation to the far side on 3rd and 9. Babin's going to roll to that side. We might get a holding call, and we will, as Babin's going to air one out deep downfield, almost intercepted by Terrence Dunbar. And it's going to be holding, but I'm sure the Raiders are going to decline, Easton, because it's going to bring up 4th and 9. And on this first possession, the Raiders do a good job on defense.
But I think Mark Shreve said which way he wanted to take a slow death. In other words, he tried to blitz Babin, it didn't work. He's coming out this half, so let's see if our front 4 can contain him, and we're going to try to cover with 7 guys deep, and that's what they've done to start the third quarter.
Holding is the call against the Gators declined, and Santa Monica now will be forced to punt on 4th and 9. And the Raiders should get pretty good field position out of this.
They should have great field position. Back for the Raiders will be Terrence Dunbar, and also number 9, Nick Chow. A lot of speed back there for Rummel. Last week, Dunbar with a big 50-yard punt return to seal the win for the Rummel Raiders.
Seth Babin does the punting as well as quarterbacking the Santa Monica Gators.
Does just about everything for these Gators.
The Gators are going to have to hustle up to the line of scrimmage as the play clock is down to 5 and counting.
They should be able to make it.
Quick snap. Not a lot of height on this one. It'll just bounce around and roll dead at the 39, where Gary Dewey will down it. And we do have yet another flag on the play. procedure is going to be the call, and I would think the Raiders are going to make him punt it again, Easton.
I'd make him punt it again, Lyle. You know, what Seth Babbitt does, he doesn't punt the ball very pretty, but what it is, he's not getting any return on it. So he's getting it by 30 yards, 35 yards. In high school, if you can punt with no return for about 30 or 35 yards, that's a pretty good job. But if I was Rummel, I'd definitely make him punt the football again.
Well, they've declined it, Easton. They're decided content to take it at their own 39-yard line.
Well, I'd have made him punt again the way things were going.
Well, especially when you've got a threat like Terrence Dunbar.
No doubt about it, but I don't think they'll let Dunbar really catch the football on punts. So far, you know, Seth has had, you have to be able to punt the ball pretty deep, you know, to get any kind of decent return.
Well, let's see what Rummel does now with a 1st and 10 at their own 39, the first time they will touch the football in this second half.
And let's see the adjustments that Sanamore has made on defense.
Which has got 10:25 to go in the third. Casey Prescott is quarterbacked all the way. Here is a keeper by Prescott. Wants to go outside, cuts it inside, and gets about 4 yards out to the 43-yard line. 2nd and 6 will be coming up.
Individual leaders for the Rummel Raiders. First half, Eric Smith, 18 rushes, 134 yards, and 1 touchdown. Nick Child with a 59-yard touchdown reception.
Rummel's passing game has been almost non-existent tonight except for that one big play.
One big play, but I think we're going to see him throw a little bit more here in the second half. Now, they're going to have to kind of keep Sanamore a little bit off balance. They just can't depend giving the ball to Eric Smith every time.
Well, Rummel also in their game plan, they want to try and control the clock, of course, to keep it away from Sanamore's offense. 2nd and 6. Eric Smith glides across the 45 out to the 47, just about the 48-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and a long 1.
And, you know, the thing with Rummel, you know, Rummel's offensive line is huge. And you can see maybe by the middle of the third quarter, fourth quarter, there's any difference in this ball game. It could be that the Sanamore defense will be taking a pound from the huge offensive line. So the thing Rummel wants to do is control the football. But, you know, Sanamore can strike quickly. They proved that in the second quarter.
3rd and a short 2 with 9:10 remaining in the third period. Here's the I formation behind the quarterback, Casey Prescott. Eric Smith, Gators are waiting on him. Gaydon's got him, and I don't think he's got a first down. He'll be less than a yard shy out at the 48-yard line, and a decision now for Coach Jay Roth and the Rummel Raiders.
I would think he's going to punt it here. If he has any genes in him, he'd kick it. He'd kick it. I think they're going to ask for a measurement first. I think if it's a couple of inches, he's going to go for it.
They're going to measure here, Easton, but he doesn't have it.
I don't think he has it either.
I got to ask you another question about the head coach. I asked you when you thought he wanted to be a football coach. When did you think that your son Jay Roth was head football coaching material? At what point?
I'm going to tell you a true story. He was coaching at Shaw, and he was coaching the offensive backs, and he had an opportunity to go to Jesuit as offensive coordinator, and he says, Dad, what should I do? I says, do you want to become a head football coach? He said, yeah. I said, you have to be an offensive coordinator first. So he went to Jesuit for 4 years as their offensive coordinator. They got to state playoffs all 4 years. Job came open at Rummel, and he was able to get it. I always thought he had the ability to be one, Lyle, but you have to have the experience first to really be one. And the genes paid off. He's on a punt.
Well, like father, like son, I guess. It's 4th down and less than 1, and he's not going to take any chances. He's going to punt it away. And Jason Bernice is back to punt inside his 35. And it's Quentin LeBlanc set to return for the Gators. 4th and less than 1, near midfield, and the Raiders are going to punt it away. Low snap, not a problem, however. This one will turn over and actually not be that good a punt down to the 22-yard line. So, well, we got a flag down, and that's very important, Easton, because if it's against Sanamore, it could be a first down for Rummel.
Well, where it's thrown, I don't know what it's going to be here, but hey, where it's at.
Well, I think it's going to be, I
don't know what he's pointing at.
Well, Larry DeGate, the referee, did unsportsmanlike conduct against Rummel. Then he pointed towards Sanamore, so I don't know if that's offsetting or not.
You know, they're getting a little shoving, they're getting a little pushing from both teams out there. And so it'll be up to this referee right here to control this type of thing, Lyle.
And if it's against Sanamore, they are going to have bad field position to start this drive, which will begin with 8:30 left in the third period. And it's a 14-13 ball game. Rummel on top, as there you see Larry DeGate talking with members of his officiating crew.
He hadn't talked to any of the teams yet at all. They're still discussing this matter.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a team option, Easton. I just think it's going to be penalized against one of the teams.
It's going against them. You know, Lyle, another stat, and we're going to stop talking about the head coach at Rummel, okay? But, you know, everybody wants to be part of an undefeated football team. Jay Roth has been part of 4 undefeated football teams. 1980, Rummel as a player. 89 and 90, they won 23 straight football games. That show undefeated 2 years in a row. Then last year at Rummel, 10-0. So some of us hope for one time.
Of course, in those 20-year span, 1980, you were the head coach at Rummel when you went 10-0.
Yep, a little lucky. Had good athletes. He was the quarterback.
1st and 10, Gators deep in their own territory. Inside handoff on 1st down, and let's see who the ball carrier is, as that is not going to do anything. I think it may be Roderick James on the carry, but Rummel was right there to shut it down in a hurry.
Well, they tried to sneak one past Rummel on a little quick hitter in there, but knowing Coach Wacker right now, it's going to be air time as they're coming out with trips to the right.
That's a loss all the way back to the 7, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 14.
And they've hit Quentin LeBlanc every time they've gotten this trip set right here, right up the middle.
Well, it's a trips to the far side. From his own end zone, Babin in trouble. Babin is sacked at the 5-yard line, and Rummel right now is turning up the pressure on defense.
But I tell you what, Quentin LeBlanc wide open over the middle. The only thing, Seth Babin did not have enough time to see him, but I want to tell you, Quentin LeBlanc was by himself, and he had a lot of real estate if he'd have caught that football.
But this game has been real streaky because there's been series where Rummel has been all over Babin, and then there's been series where he's had the time to throw it.
Right, it's just a different defense, you know. And then when you get down here to pass rush, Rummel with a 4-man pass rush, you're battling the same guy almost every time, you know, Lyle. Sometimes you beat him, sometimes you don't.
At their own 5, it's 3rd and 16.
They've got to go to Quentin LeBlanc here, right over the middle, in the same defense.
Babin stands in his own end zone now on 3rd and long. Rolls back deep in the end zone. In big trouble and threw it away. Great job. And we're going to get a safety, folks, because he threw it away in the end zone, and I think Larry DeGate's thrown a flag, and that may end up being a safety for throwing it away.
This is going to be an interesting call here, a big call here.
I think Babin's going to plead his case that he had a receiver in the area. A heads-up play by Babin because he was going to be probably sacked. And let's see, as we get the camera on Larry DeGate, he'll give us the call right now.
I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be, Coach Wacker might blow up on this call. We still have no call. I don't know what they're even discussing.
I think he's going to pick the flag up and say that there was a receiver in the area, Easton.
That's what I think so.
That's it.
Right.
And you know what?
It's a good call.
Great job by DeGate of talking to the head linesman on the far side, asking him, was there a receiver in the area?
Right, and there was a receiver.
Yes, there was.
There definitely was a receiver down the sideline.
But he also threw it away.
Right, he did throw it away, but at least he threw it in the direction of a receiver. Look, I thought that was a great move by Seth Babin.
Oh, absolutely.
He was going to be caught in the end zone.
But a good job of communicating by an officiating crew out of New Orleans.
That's experience.
That
comes with experience.
But
a lot of pressure on Seth Babin here.
Absolutely, and Rummel is going to get great field position here. Babin is standing at the end line, gets the snap back. An end-over-ender. Childs at the 35. If he can get the corner turned, it's trouble. Penalty markers, this one's coming back.
Yep.
Forget about this one, folks. It's a touchdown, but it'll never stand. It's coming back.
I guarantee you. Clip it all the way.
I think, Easton, it took just too long for the wall to develop, and when you have that much time, somebody invariably is going to clip.
And I guarantee you, it was a clip right there on Gary Dewey. I mean, I think Dewey got it not once but twice. It definitely was a clip.
But you know, it also brings us back.
Wait, they jumping up and down here. Let's see. The Rummel's players are running off the field.
Well, let's see what we have here.
It's got to go against Rummel, a clip. So I'm looking where Sandoval's lining up. There's no way this thing.
I don't know what this could be about.
I don't know what. I have no idea what it's going against Rummel.
Yeah, it is a clip against Rummel.
Yeah, it has to be.
But you know, Easton, it also goes back to something that happened just a moment ago. On 4th and 1, you know, I think Coach Wacker would have easily went for it for Sandoval at midfield. Right. You know, you thought that Rummel should punt. They did. And look where they get the football back and actually scored a touchdown had it not been for the punt because they had punted and backed up the Gators.
But, hey, Rummel was killing himself with penalties, Lyle.
Well,
penalties have really cost them some points. This cost them 6 right there.
That was 6. And now they start in Sandoval territory at the Gator 49. Lone setback is Eric Smith on 1st down. Straight handoff Smith. Smith fights his way to the 45-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain on first down. 6:40 to go in the third. It's 14-13 Rummel over Santamar.
You know, Santamar with 5 penalties for only 46 yards. I'll tell you what, Rummel might be close to double figures in penalties. But that's the first time Rummel really ran that base play that they like to run a lot, which is the stretch. This is the first time they've run it in this whole football game.
Well, you know, the first quarter was very, I think it was actually scoreless at the end of one.
Right.
And then the second quarter had all the 27 points scored in it. This third quarter has been pretty much defensively dominated. Here's the keeper by Prescott. Still on his feet. Gators do a great job of stretching that one out. Easton at the 44. And it is going to bring up 3rd and 5.
You know, the thing, you're looking at Prescott running the football for Rummel. You know, if he goes down, they might have to play without a quarterback, Lyle, because they really don't have a backup to this kid right here.
Not good.
Rummel has got good field position early in this third quarter, Lyle, and has not really taken advantage of it at all. They need a first down. In fact, Sanamore's defense has really shut them down from midway of the second quarter. Could see a pass here, finally.
At the Santamar 44. Prescott rolling left. Throws it. Look at this reception. First down inside the 30-yard line for a team that doesn't throw much. Darren Gagrieve makes the reception.
And Gagrieve is a wide receiver for the Rummel Raiders. Has a lot of speed, Lyle, number 5. 5'11", 180-pound senior. Boy, and he is a firecracker, you hear?
Well, for a team that doesn't throw much, Easton, they've got a touchdown and a big first down completion right there.
They are capable of throwing the football more this year than they've been in the past.
1st and 10 at the Santamar 28-yard line. 5:10 and counting to go in the third. Rummel leads by 1. Eric Smith, a lone setback behind Casey Prescott. Handoff. Smith bouncing off of people. Still on his feet. Finally out of bounds, but I think he'll have, if not a first down, right at the first down marker. And it looks like right now Eric Smith starting to wear down the Gator defense just a bit.
And when you look at Eric Smith from here, Lyle, he doesn't look like he weighs 200 pounds, but he's about 5'10", 5'11", 200 pounds, and very, very strong.
It is a first down run, Easton, and that was a huge 3rd and 5 completion a moment ago.
Yes, it was. Prescott's only thrown twice, but hey, 2 for 2, and it came at the right time.
At the 18-yard line. First down. Smith up the middle. Sees an opening. Inside the 15, he's at the 13, maybe the 12. Gain of a little over 5 yards on that first down run.
You know, the big question mark for Rummel coming into this year was the offensive line. They only have 2 starters back from last year's team. But I'm looking at the offensive line so far tonight. They seem like they have improved a lot. They are nice size.
Well, the big crowd you would expect for a ball game involving 2 teams in this top 10. Santamar now is going to call a timeout, and we're going to take a break with them. We're at the pit. It's week 3 of the 2001 high school football season. And with 4:29 remaining in the third, the score is Rummel 14, Santamar 13. Well, it's 2nd down and 4 right now for the Rummel Raiders, scrimmaging from inside the Santamar 15-yard line. Right up the middle, it's Eric Smith. He will not get to the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and short coming up now for the Rummel Raiders as they're just trying to take advantage of that massive offensive line right here, Easton.
I think that's the best thing, the best chance to have is to take advantage of it. Eric Smith right now with 24 carries in this ball game. We're still in the third quarter, but has picked up 160 yards.
And, you know, I just get the impression watching him for the first time, he only gets better the more times he carries the football. You hear that about backs.
Most backs do. The thing that he probably has problems with is holding on to the football.
He's already fumbled once, and that led to the second Santamar touchdown. 3rd down and 3. Penalty marker, and this is going to cost Rummel, and this is going to be big.
Tight end move.
What about the field goal kicker for the Rummel Raiders?
Pretty good. Comiskey has a pretty good leg, Lau.
Well, you would have to figure then they're at least in field goal range with this 1-point lead right now.
But, hey, you don't want a field goal when you get down here first down from inside the 20. You want to come away with the touchdown. But, again, penalties have been Rummel's worst enemy tonight. It has cost them some valuable yards.
Well, the football has been spotted back to the 16-yard line where it's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
9 penalties for 69 yards for Rummel have all been crucial.
And let me add, with New Orleans officials.
Hey, I don't care who's officiating. I saw the guy jump, and it made no difference to me. The guy moved. You'd have to be blind not to see that.
3rd and 8. A split backfield. And let's see now, we've got whistles and no flags, but maybe a timeout has been called here before the ball was snapped. Or maybe we're going to get a sideline warning. I'm not sure here.
They're walking over to the sideline. I don't know what they're talking about.
There you see Larry DeGate talking with Coach David Swacker. And I have absolutely no idea what that was.
I have no idea either. It's not a flag down, so, I mean, it's just – they just want to tell David hello.
Or he wanted some airtime. Now they're going to reset the 25-second clock. So it's 3rd and 8 at the 16-yard line for the Rummel Raiders. They stay with the split backfield. Casey Prescott is under center. Fakes the handoff one way, goes back, reverses the other way, and a great play call and a touchdown for the Rummel Raiders. Boy, they really had Santa Monica fooled on that play, Easton.
They did it.
Gators went with the flow, apparently.
They went with the flow again because they gave him trips to the wide side of the field. He rode Smith in there, and then he kept the football himself, Prescott, and ran into the end zone. And this young man, Casey Prescott, last year at this time was a starting defensive back, took his first snap of a football in August. Good athlete. They're baseball players, you know. They might play for the Astros one day.
You mean 2 months ago?
Yeah, you heard me 2 months ago.
August?
August, right. Because he played American Legion Baseball.
Sean Comiskey in to attempt the extra point now. Kicks up, and the kick is good. We still have 3:03 to go in this third period, and it is now 21-13 as the Rummel Raiders have scored first in this third quarter. And, Easton, Rummel finally able to get something going in this quarter, but this has really been a very entertaining high school football game up until this point, and we have no reason to believe that this won't be one of those fantastic finishes.
We're going to have a fantastic finish. And if you're a football fan, you know the great thing, Lyle, is that if you're a person who likes to see a team run the football, then you got the Rummel Raiders. You are someone that likes to see a team throw the football, then you have the Santa Monica Gators. And I really think this thing is going to come down to the last play of the game in all probability.
And there you see Old Glory. And, Easton, as we play in this third quarter, you just can't say enough about, what has happened this past week. And I know for myself it's just been refreshing here watching some football, and it's been entertaining. I know the fans have enjoyed it, and I think it's just been good for all involved.
I think it's good for all involved, but if you look at this huge crowd we have here, Lyle, and there's a nice crowd, it's still in everybody's mind, and it's on these young kids' mind, too. I mean, because there's so much of it been occupying their time with TV. Teachers have been talking to kids about it because you don't know how something affects anyone, especially teenagers, because they have never seen or heard of anything ever happening to them in their lifetime. You and I can remember a little bit of World War II, the Korean War. These kids have no idea what war is about. So, I think it's the thing that's affected the whole country, and maybe the way our country was going, we needed something to solidify ourselves, not something like this, though.
Well, Sean Comiskey's going to kick it off as the Santa Monica Gators need to go to work. They have trailed by as many as 14 in the ball game. Their deficit now is 8. Comiskey's done a good job of kicking tonight. This will be another good one that will scoot into the end zone by Dewey for a touchback, and the Gators are going to be 80 yards away.
80 yards away, Lyle, but it's only 21-13, a touchdown, and you go for 2, and this ball game is tied. Now, Rummel showed them a little bit different defense the first time the Gators have had the football in the third quarter. If you look at it, the Gators have only had 3 downs in this third quarter. Rummel has had the ball the rest of the time. So we see what adjustments now that Coach Swacker and his offensive staff are going to make. Rummel last series didn't put any pressure a lot on Bam. They let the front 4 put the pressure and kept those linebackers in to cover the pass.
Well, Santa Monica couldn't get anything going offensively in the first quarter, but then they had a good second quarter. And
it doesn't take much to ignite the Santa Monica offense, but they got 4 great receivers in this football game right now.
Warren Lee's in the backfield now with Seth Babin, who, it's just basic for the Gators to be in a shotgun formation. And
formation.
I don't believe this. He's under center.
Double pass.
Quick throw out to Quentin LeBlanc, and Rummel is well schooled, and they were ready for it, and it's a loss. And that time, Santa Maria got away from their tendency, and it backfired on them.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, it was good to see him go under the center. Maybe they have a few more things that they want to try and do. I don't think there was anything wrong with that at all, to get the ball to Quentin LeBlanc real quick, and they could be setting something up. Lyle, a pass to Quentin LeBlanc, and then he's a turn around and throw it somewhere else. He wouldn't have had time that time. I like this again when they got both receivers to the same side, Dewey and LeBlanc.
Loss of 4, back to the 16. It's 2nd and 14. Babin rolls near side, has the time. Here's Quentin LeBlanc, 20, 25. First down, Santa Maria Gators out to the 32-yard line.
Good play call that time again. You know, they had trips to one side. They sent everybody down deep. The Rummel defenders go deep with the pass receivers. Quentin LeBlanc just flares out in the flat, catches it, picks up another 10-yard run. Good job that time.
Nice safe pass.
Easy pass.
Put it in the hands of one of your athletes that can run for the first down, and that's exactly what happened.
That's what you have to do, and you got Gary Dewey one-on-one down at the bottom of the field here.
Inside handoff, Warren Lee. Looks for that opening, but he just can't get there, and he's going to lose 2. Dot dropped at the 30. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 12. We're inside of 2 minutes left in the third.
I tell you, I like
double wides to both sides. 4 down linemen defensively for the Raiders. 4-man rush. Incomplete, intended for Dewey.
Great play.
Boy, I tell you, this secondary for Rummel, Easton, is as good an athletically defensive secondary as I've seen in maybe since we saw Shaw here a few years back.
And now their secondary is Fernandez McDowell, a junior, Craig Stelton, number 10, a sophomore, and Nick Chow, also a junior. That was a great play that time by number 27. Free safety, read it all the way. Made an outstanding play.
And Dewey's coming off the field. He kind of got shaken up that time as he tried to make that catch.
He'll be back. He's a tough kid.
Oh, no doubt. But the Gators need him in right now because it's 3rd and 12 at their own 30-yard line. Babin drops back. Chased out of the pocket. On the run, he's got Clinton. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown. No flags. No flags. It's a touchdown. What a job by Babin, stepping up in the pocket and hitting it dead on the run, LeBlanc.
I tell you what, give Seth Babin all the credit there. He was under a lot of pressure, and when he stepped up in that pocket to run the football, the Rummel defenders came up. He stopped, threw a perfect strike to Quentin LeBlanc, who had beaten the secondary, and the Gators are right back in this thing. Allow right here, I think we're going to see the Gators go for 2.
Well, down by 2, nothing else to do about this one, Easton.
Got to go for it.
After their second touchdown, the Gators faked the extra point.
69 yards to Quentin LeBlanc.
That's the second time tonight they've matched up this tonight, Easton, for a touchdown. Out of the shotgun, here's the go to try to tie this ball game. Babin in trouble, steps up, and incomplete. He looked again for Quentin LeBlanc, couldn't get him the football that time, and we are closer. Timeout on the field, 1:19 left in the third. It's now Rummel 21, Santa Maria 19. Well, along with Easton Roth and the AP TV crew, Kevin Schillings on graphics, produced and directed by Clint Falcon.
And first,
Easton Roth, Lyle Boudreau here, and what a ball game we have tonight.
Quentin LeBlanc, 2 touchdowns coming on 6 receptions of 156 yards.
And that, folks, was a thing of beauty a moment ago.
And Seth Babin, the first half, 14-17 for 145 and 2 TDs. The second half, 2 for 5, 86 yards and 1 TD. Seth Babin already thrown over 200 yards in this football game.
Terrence Dunbar and Nick Child are deep for the Rummel Raiders with 1:19 remaining in this third period. Luke Uso to kick it off. This will be a high end-over-ender, but Dunbar's going to have a chance. He's dangerous. He's at his own 6. 20, 30, 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 15. Wow. Wow.
I'm going to tell you what wow is. Wow was right here when the kid from Rummel took his hand and just threw the Samuel guy down, and there was no flag call. You talk about holding. Man.
And we may have an injured player down here. But what a return by Terrence Dunbar.
And it could be Dunbar because Dunbar, believe me, gets cramped up real bad.
And the Rummel Raiders are knocking on the door right now. And as they take a look at that, maybe we can get a look at our schedule next week, Easton, and you can talk about it.
Well, the schedule next week, first of all, is that we're going to be here at the pit with Cox Cable. We're going to do a live broadcast, with Santa Monica and Catholic opening district play. You can see Terrence Dornbar coming off the field. The young man right there really has a tremendously bad problem with cramping up. He has no body fat. And the more he runs the football or long runs, he kind of cramps up a lot. A lot of times they got to give him IVs during the ball game. But also next Friday night, East Ascension over at Woodlawn, open district play. Morgan City at Donaldsonville and Ascension Catholic at Jackson. So pretty good football coming your way. But the big thing next week is the ball game here. Santa Monica Gators, you can see right here. I know what Kevin is trying to show me here, but it's not too much. Let's get back to the ball game.
Well, the personal foul call tacked on, and it is 1st and goal at the 7-yard line for the Rummel Raiders. Eric Smith wants to go wide. Gaden misses him. He's at the 5, maybe the 2. It's 2nd and goal, and this could be big right here if Rummel can stick it in the end zone, Easton, because it would be a 2-touchdown ball game.
It would, Lyle, but, the big thing is that Santa Monica was right back into this football game, and then you come back and you get a guy to return a kickoff. In fact, I'm very surprised he even kicked the ball to Dunbar because Coach Swacker saw him last week. I was talking to Coach Swacker after the game. He says, man, this guy Dunbar can kill you. Well, hey, right there, if Rummel puts it in the end zone, that might be really the death thing.
And, it was great pursuit by Santa Monica to prevent it from being a touchdown.
We've seen two good high school football teams here tonight.
No question.
I'm going to tell you, both these teams are good.
It's at the 4. It's 2nd and goal. Here's the conventional I formation. Here's Smith. And he's in the end zone. Just second effort. He just kept those legs going. Continuous motion, Easton. And he is in the end zone. And right now it is an 8-point lead for the Rummel Raiders.
And you know something, Lyle, what people don't understand is that when you see the momentum change back and forth, a lot of times teams will just quit and die. Hey, there's no die in Santa Monica, there's no die in Rummel. Hey, this game, I don't care what Rummel makes on this extra point, this game still is a long way from over.
Sean Comiskey is in to attempt the extra point with it, which is huge.
Very.
Because it would make it a 9-point ball game, which would be a 2-possession contest or 2-score contest. And so far tonight, Comiskey has been perfect on 3 extra point attempts. And no good.
Hey, that's a big miss.
Good. That is huge.
Whoa. Because
it's now only an 8-point ball game, and we'll stay right here with only 12 seconds left in this third quarter. But, you just can't, you can never have too many athletes. Santa Monica got the crowd going with that electrifying touchdown pass from Babin to LeBlanc, and boom. Long kick return comes right back, and Rummel comes right back and answers it in less than a minute.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. This is one of the best high school football games you might see all year long. A lot of offense. You've had some good defense in here. You'd have a lot of long touchdown passes, touchdown runs. This ball game was made for high school football on a Friday night.
A future Gator looking on here tonight as with 12 seconds to go in our third period.
A few smiles coming from those fans right there, and we're number 1. All right, young man.
4-yard touchdown run for Eric Smith. And Sean Comiskey finally missed one, and it is a big one because
you didn't want to miss that one.
Santa Monica right now with a touchdown and 2-point conversions got a tie ball game.
I don't see Gary Dewey going back on the kickoff return. I hope the young man is okay.
No, the Gators have a new man in his position, and that is Arthur Scanlon on the return team deep. Here is Comiskey's kickoff, and he must be mad because he kicked this one out of the end zone.
He'd like to have that extra point back.
It's a touchback, and the Gators are going to start now with only 12 seconds left in the third period at their own 20-yard line.
Now let's see if Gary Dewey comes back into the football game for the Santa Monica Gators.
Boy, Seth Babin must be putting up some pretty good numbers here tonight.
Hey, he's way over 200 yards in passing. But that doesn't surprise me because Seth is just an outstanding quarterback. Not only is he, you got to have an arm and all that, but Seth is very smart also. He knows the game. His daddy's a football coach. So, there he goes in the ball game now.
That's 16 completions, 231 yards passing, 3 touchdowns.
We still have a quarter to go.
1st and 10 Gators on probably the final play of this third period. Out of the shotgun. Babin's going to tuck it away and will not get back to the line of scrimmage as the Raider defensive front able to make the stop. And it is going to be 2nd and long for Santa Monica when we begin the 4th and final quarter. At the end of 3, your score, it's Rummel 27, Santa Monica 19. Second down and 13 will be facing the Santa Maria Gators as we begin the final 12 minutes of action. Santa Maria is at their own 17-yard line. Here's the option, inside handoff, pitch it actually to Roderick Davis. Gets it across the 20, out to the 23, and Santa Maria now will have 3rd and 7 in what is a drive that finds the Gators down by 8 points.
Allow again a little bit of shovel pass. You can't go wrong with that. Even if the ball goes on the ground, it goes as an incomplete pass. But I would think for Santa Maria right now, this is a big play in this football game. They need a first down right here. Look for the ball to go to Quentin LeBlanc.
Babin out of the shotgun. Incomplete, trying to get Rowell across the 40-yard line. That pass intended for Dallas Rowell, who has had a big third down catch already tonight.
Dallas Rowell has had 2 huge catches in this football game. And believe me, Rowell was open. He had 3 receivers around. The ball was just thrown a little high.
That was not a good series for the Santa Maria Gators that time.
No, because Rummel right here has to come up with good field position. Again, going back, or 2 young men back there, Childs and Terrence Dunbar, that can turn on the speed. So Rummel should get very good field position. And I mean, Santa Maria's got to jack everybody up on the line of scrimmage because they're going to have to stop this Rummel football team and get possession of it again, the ball.
Seth Babin is inside of his own 15-yard line to punt it away. We've got 11:25 remaining in the ball game. Good snap. Return is on, and not a good kick by Babin. He basically misses this one. It will get a decent roll. At least there will be no return, Easton. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Rummel's got great field position, however, at the Santa Maria 48.
You know, I've been saying this for a long time. Rummel has not had a real good kicker, a punter for the last 4 or 5 years. You got a high school that has 2,000 boys. You would think you could find a kicker, right? Yeah, Santa Maria has close to 2,000 students. You think you could find a kicker. But, hey, you have that situation occur, and it's hard to actually believe.
Well, let's see what the Rummel Raiders do. My guess is going to be they're going to keep it on the ground.
They're going to try to, believe me. Santa Maria's going to try to stop that.
1st and 10 now for the Raiders at the 48. Here's the keeper by Prescott. Wants to go wide, and good job by Santa Maria. The Gator defense that time would not let him go in, and they would not let him get around the corner. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
You might fool me once, you might fool me twice, but you're not going to get me a 3rd time, says the Santa Maria defense. Good defensive play, forcing Rummel with the 2nd and 10 right here.
This tough grind to the 2001 season will continue next week for Santa Maria because the Catholic Bears will be in town.
It doesn't end. If Santa Maria can somehow pull this one out and beat Catholic next week, hey, they're going to roll.
2nd down and 10. This time the Raiders will go back to their bread and butter lineup with the I formation. Taking time off the clock is Casey Prescott. Here's the give to Eric Smith. Dancing and darting and spinning inside the 45. Close to the 44-yard line where it's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 6.
And right here you're going to force the Rummel Raiders to throw the football here. They're 2 for 3 passing, but right here is a big down. The Santa Maria can hold them right here, force Rummel to punt the football. They will not have good field position, but they'll have a lot of time on this clock. Remember, all they need is a touchdown and 2 for the extra point.
And keep in mind, for the most part tonight, the Gators have been throttled on offense, but they put 2 quick scoring drives together in that 2nd quarter.
They've been throttled, but they have got 19 points on that board.
We're inside 10 minutes to play in the game now. It's 3rd and 6 from the 44. Prescott fakes the handoff and keeps it. He's not going to be near the 1st down. He'll go down at the 41, and it's going to be 4th and 3. And what would you tell your son to do right now?
You got a punter, you got a snapper, you kick it. Don't listen to nobody. Punt the football.
Well, y'all must have some kind of thing working because he's not even going to think about it. And hey, let's credit Santa Maria's defense. We see Andrew Gayden coming off the field.
That was a good job right there.
Solid defensive job by the Santa Maria Gators right there.
Yes, indeed. Let me tell you, they needed a stop right there. They didn't even give Rummel a chance to run out clock.
Because Rummel right there could have really ground some yardage up, but the Gator defense was equal to the task. The 2001 season will continue next week for Santa Maria.